Stand up, football fans. What's going on, New York Giants fans? Going to hang out with you guys tonight. Do a little Q&A, watch the combine with you guys together. Obviously, we got the quarterbacks and wide receivers now for the last 3 hours. I pulled up some of the stats for some of the 40 times for some of the wide receivers, the quarterbacks. Just saw Justin Herbert throw a couple of balls. Hopefully Herbert impresses some of the scouts and some of the teams at this combine. Obviously a prime target for a guy that, somebody might be willing to trade up for. So I saw a couple of sloppy throws from him earlier before I had dinner. But, it is what it is. He ran a good 40. I'll pull those up for you guys in a second. I'm looking forward to seeing Ruggs. Should have a fun night with you guys tonight. So I figured to hang out, watch the combine with you guys. What's going on, Brandon? What's going on, Gangrene? Moo's in the house. Joey Lutz in the house. King Trizzy in the house. Jamar, thank you guys for being here. Moo's in the house. BS in the house. Raymond. Dad, why did you? I didn't leave you as a kid. What's up, MY Giants, man? What's up, Nicky Seth? Chase Claypool had a monster combine so far, as well as Jefferson. Both those guys had a monster combine. Chase Claypool, 6'4", 238. The guy ran a 4.42. Originally, I think it was a 4.43. They later said it was a 4.42. And that was a guy that the New York Giants interviewed earlier this week. And that guy is showing up draft charts. A lot of people think he could potentially be a tight end. But that is a guy you want to keep an eye on. He might have helped his draft stock tonight for sure, as well as Jefferson. Those two wide receivers. Yeah, what's going on, Rudy T? What's going on, Mark? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's going on, Kevin? And what's going on, John? So let's take a quick look at the combine figures. I want to pull these up for you guys here. These were the official 40-yard dash times. Like I said, the Claypool's actually 4.42 from what I heard. Oh, Justin, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. $2 super chat. He says, what would you give up for Slay? Darius Slay of the Detroit Lions? Not much, to be honest with you, because he's gonna be a 1-year rental. If I could get him on a cheap deal and get a comp pick for him, let him walk the next year, if he's gonna sign a big deal, I'd be interested in him. But I'm not giving up, more than like a third-round pick at most for him. And they're going to want at least a second-round pick. Word had that they want a first-round pick. I don't think they're going to get that. Oh, Eagles UK, man. Thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate that, man. But here are the official 40-yard dash times. Jalen Hurts with a 4.54. Kelly Bryant with a 4.62. Justin Herbert with a 4.69. Duvernay was, I think they said he was a track star, ran a 4.4. Claypool, like I said, was a 4.42. I think Jefferson was a 4.43. Ayuk, it looked like he stumbled the first time I saw him run, but he ran a 4.5 flat. And there's the tight ends there. And everybody was talking about that Albert guy ran a sub 4.5 for a tight end. But there's some of the 40 times. Is right now they're going over the quarterbacks. They got Eason, Fromm rather now, throwing some footballs out of Georgia. I remember Fromm. He was being talked about very highly coming into the offseason. One of the top 3 or 4 quarterbacks. I was never a huge fan of Fromm. We'll see. But he's not a guy that, anybody's going to jump up in the top 5 picks to take. The guys we're really looking at here is Herbert. Tua is unfortunately not partaking in the drills. Neither is Burrow. So we really want Herbert to have a strong combine. What's going on, MYG? Frank, thanks for popping in the stream. JD Davis in the house. What's up, Yuri, man? Thanks for being here, guys. Why are they overthrowing guys is right. That's a good throw by Fromm right there. Who did he hit there? Guidry? This guy I never heard of. Anthony Gordon. I don't watch college football a lot. I know he's not being mocked that high. But they were showing his stats. I think he led was among the league leaders in the country in yards, in passing yards. Oh, Raphael, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I really appreciate it, man. $2 super chat. You deserve this for all your hard work. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. You guys put in just as much work as I do. You guys watch my videos. You guys always, you always encourage me to keep putting out more and more content. So I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much. And Malik, man, thanks so much for the love, man. Remember I told you about Claypool? Yeah, Malik, man. Thanks for the love, man. I appreciate that, man. A lot of my subscribers have told me about Claypool, and a lot of my subscribers are very high on him. I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm not a huge college football guy. I watch games when I can. I work Saturdays. I've seen him. He's a good red zone target. I'll tell you what, he's definitely helped his draft stock the most. And here's Herbert, by the way. Nice tight spiral. There's a drop in the bucket to Jefferson. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get Herbert's draft stock up. Like to see him have a good drill here. There you go. Herbert's looking good. Herbert's looking good. I appreciate that, Mr. Sonor. Thank you very much. I wish I had that recorded. It'll time it after the video, Demonic says. I don't know what Demonic said there, man. But what's going on, Victor, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. Can we talk Chase Claypool in the second? Yeah, anything's possible. I'm not going to rule it out. If we're going to take a wide receiver early, it will not be in the first round, in my opinion. I know PFF had us mocked taking, I think it was Judy. We're not doing that, I don't think. Maybe if we trade down to like 12 and he ever fell, but I don't see us taking a wide receiver early in the first round. But second round's possible. I personally don't want that. I prefer not to take a wide receiver in the second round. I'd rather wait until the back end of the third, where we should be getting our comp pick. We're still waiting on that. Or the early fourth round. I think that's where I would attack a wide receiver. As much as I like Claypool, and we'll see, maybe his draft stock doesn't go up as much as we think, but there's so many good wide receivers in this draft. I think you could wait at that position until the fourth round. That's just my opinion. But we'll see. You know, Claypool definitely helped his stock. The question is, you know, a lot of people still think he could be a tight end, but we'll have to wait and see. A lot of people think he'll be a tight end at the NFL level. What's going on, Big Daddy? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. What's going on, NY Sports MC? He's got a channel over there, too, by the way. What's going on, man? Thanks for popping in, man. Oh, my God, man. Oh, my God. OGR, man, you didn't have to do that, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that, man. And we definitely got to go to a couple Giants games this year. If you guys have not, by the way, I always try to shout him out whenever I can. I would love to have OGR on the channel again. I honestly think this. He is the most underrated channel on YouTube. He's putting in a lot of work. I try to watch his draft profile videos whenever I can. I'm obviously always busy between work and YouTube. But he's putting in a lot of work over there. If you're a Giants fan and you have not subscribed to OGR, please give him a look. And I'm looking forward to doing some of these mock drafts with a lot of Giants YouTubers, and I want to do one with him. I want to get a lot of us together and do like a group mock. It's something I definitely want to do, whether it's pre-recorded or whatever. But let me read this message. He says, "My guy, I finally have a chance to hang out and listen to the best live streamer on YouTube. Cheers, my friend. Make sure we get a true breakdown on all the Dolphins and Orca." Oh, OGR is the best, man. OGR is the man. But if you guys have not, go on over there and show him some love, man. And check out his content. If you're a Giants fan, I mean, he puts out great content, guys. He does. You know, he doesn't do, he's not a lunatic like me. He doesn't put out 4 or 5 videos in a day sometimes, but he puts out really good content. He's a really good guy. I've had him on the channel before. And yeah, man, he's very knowledgeable. I got a chance to meet him when I went to the Giant game, which is another thing I want to tell you guys. I want to organize that this year a lot better. I want to try to get a lot of us together, whether it's YouTubers, whether it's subscribers, whatever. I'm probably going to start looking into doing that in like May or June. I definitely want to start looking into doing that. Try to get a meetup for a Giant game this year. That's something I'm definitely want to do. What's going on, Malik, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. I'd catch a flight to New York from Charlotte only if you're grilled. Listen, we'll grill. We'll grill. We got to organize it better this year, but we'll grill, man. Probably no, Schlicksman. I don't think I am. What's going on, Johnny boy? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Did Jerry Jeudy and CeeDee Lamb? I don't think they did, Alex. No, I don't think they did. They still have another group of wide receivers that are going to run, but I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I'm pretty sure they haven't run yet. Yeah, Joseph Cube, man. I definitely want to organize that this year, man. This next week will be pretty crazy with the new CBA and tags. A lot of change. Yeah, man. Ryan Sullivan, there's going to be a lot of content. And trust me, man, I'm going to give you guys videos even after the draft. I'm going to, obviously I'm not going to be able to do 3 or 4 videos a day on the Giants after the draft. I'll probably spend a couple of weeks recapping the draft, talking about undrafted free agents. And then probably one video a day until we get to like August and then start pumping out the content again. But yeah, there's going to be a lot to talk about, between the combine, between the CBA, everything else these next couple of weeks. It's going to be a very busy week for me, and which is good. I love doing it. And for Giants fans, man, there's going to be a lot of news coming out from the combine, and I'll have a mock draft up after the combine. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. I can't wait. Oh, Danny's dying, man. Thank you so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate that, man. $10 super chat. What do I say with $10? I always forget. I haven't live streamed in so long, but I'm going to be doing more of these now that we're getting closer. I just don't want to live stream when there's nothing to talk about. Thank you so much for the love, man. $10 super chat. Stand up. He says, Justin Tuck put a good platform in for the Maras with Notre Dame draft picks. I guarantee Claypool will be a Giant. Danny Dime, man, I love the confidence. And obviously, Justin Tuck was a great New York Giant. Matter of fact, he's probably my top 3 or 4 favorite New York Giants ever. Maybe. You never know, man. I would love to see the kid. He fits exactly what we need. He's 6'4". He's a tall wide receiver. He's a red zone target. I'm a big fan of Claypool. I just don't want to. I personally don't think the Giants will take a wide receiver in the second round. Oh, man, OGR, man. Thanks for the love, man. Thank you so much, man. $5 super chat. Benzanese. I want to go to a Dallas game this year. I think that would be a good meet. Also, I think there are Dallas YouTubers willing to travel. We're doing it. I'll tell you what, man. I'll go to 2 games this year. You know, I know we only went to 1 game last year, and I'm only go to 2 games. You know, if people want to, but definitely, man. Dallas Giants. I mean, that'd be amazing. I'd also like to potentially go to the Browns game if possible. You know, obviously Odell Beckham, Baker Mayfield. That's a great storyline, and I know that's gonna be home. So. Yeah. I mean, I'd definitely be down to go to a Dallas game. And OGR, man, thanks again for the incredible generosity, man. Oh, man, Mike Nixon, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, man, Mike Nixon, man. I always love talking to Mike Nixon in the Discord. Another unbelievable subscriber of mine. Always goes out of his way to give me a lot of information. A lot of you guys do, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's in my Discord, whether it's just commenting on one of my videos. You guys always look out for me and try to give me guys information, you know, when something breaks to make a video. So I can't say thank you enough, and Mike does that all the time for me, man. And Mike, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. $20 super chat. He said, I wanted to do this for a while, my brother. Keep up the great work, my brother. You deserve this. Give me a prediction for Ruggs, Lamb, and Judy on the 40. Okay, so, and Mike, man, thanks again so much, man. I know Ruggs is running the 40. Are they all running the 40? For Ruggs, I'm going to say he does like a 4.25. I'm gonna say Ruggs runs a 4.25. That's what I'm most looking forward to. Now, what does everybody in the chat think of Ruggs, by the way? What does everybody in the chat think of Ruggs, by the way? Are you scared of him to go to the Philadelphia Eagles? Because to me, he reminds me of Deshaun Jackson. He's that burner. I don't like that. Oh man, thank you so much, man. Greg, man, thank you so much. Oh, wow, man, thank you so much, man, for love, man. $20 super chat, man. He says, been a Giant fan for a long time, and your content enhances it. Thank you for all that you do, man. Man, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate that. And that is one of my favorite things about these live streams is you find out you get a lot of subscribers that are very passionate about your channel, but they don't always comment on your videos because a lot of people just click the video, they watch. And that's awesome, man. That makes me feel really good, man. And thank you for the generosity, man. I'm gonna keep doing this for as long as you guys want me to. As long as you guys keep tuning in, you guys keep encouraging me, I'm going to keep putting out Giants content for you guys. I love the Giants. I love doing it. And, you know, I realized shortly after I started YouTube that I love doing this, and it's a dream of mine. I love talking New York Giants. I love building a community. And YouTube's great, man. YouTube's a great, great platform to be able to do things like that. OGR, man, thank you so much, man, for the $5 super chat. Benzadini says, guys, bang that like, 50 likes and 178 people. Something, doesn't it? Thank you to everybody for being here, man. Everybody that's here, man, thank you so much for all your love and support. And I really appreciate that. Yeah, hit that like, guys. Thank you very much. Slick with a $5 super chat. He says, if they show the crowd in the free section for the draft, hopefully I get on camera. Want me to hold up a sign that says, bends the knees. I like that. Slick Schmidt, I like that, man. You're going to be at the draft. If you do that and I see you, I will go ballistic. That'd be amazing, man. Yeah, do that, man. $5 super chat, bends the knees. Do that. Malik with the $5 super chat. He says, tomorrow is the biggest day for the Giants because we can't make the same mistake with Eric Flowers. In my opinion, Andrew Thomas or Jedrick Wills, I think you're referring to, the Alabama person. I'm going to be doing the live stream earlier tomorrow. I am going to do a double dip. I decided I'm going to do it tomorrow, but I know a lot of people work and I'm off tomorrow. The O-linemen go from 4 to 7, so I am going to stream the O-linemen because, to be honest with you, I love the hog mollies. Everybody knows I love the hog mollies, and I'm looking forward to seeing Wills. I'm looking forward to seeing all the top offensive linemen tomorrow, so I'll definitely be streaming that for 3 hours like I am tonight. And I'm looking forward to it. Andrew, and I'll probably have a video breaking down after the combine, you know, where I think the stock is between those 4 offensive linemen right now. And I think a lot of people are really excited to see Mekhi Becton, see what 40 time he's going to run, a guy, you know, with his build and, you know, his frame. So it's going to be entertaining to watch the big guys go at it tomorrow. And Gil Soto, man. Gil Soto is one of my best, man. I always like to shout him out. Was my first member of the channel. I always like to shout him out for that whenever I can. And thank you so much for the super sticker. You said, I don't do what Bad Dog does. How do I do that? Yippee? I don't know. Gil, man, thanks for love, man. I really appreciate that. Thank you for being a great supporter of the channel. But let's get, BS says going to be too fat and too slow. Who are you talking about, Becton? Yeah, you said Becton's going to be a bust. We'll see. I read some reports that some people think he could run a 540. You know, we'll see if that's the case. Becton was very confident when, you know, people were asking about his combine. What a horrible drop. Who is that? My God. I didn't think Ellison. I think Becton's moving up draft charts. I don't know if he's going to go as high to the Giants at 4. I know some people are sold on him and they want him to go at 4. I know because people comment on my videos. I would be open to taking him if the Giants are able to trade down. You know, but we'll see what he does. Here's Herbert with the little fade pattern. Come on, Herbert. Wake up, man. The one thing that I heard these guys talking about with Herbert is they say he aims the ball too much. He doesn't just throw it. And you saw that early on when he was doing the slant patterns. Do a vid about Rhett Ellison retirement. Well, he hasn't retired, right? It was just a rumor. It's not confirmed yet, right? He's considering retirement moves. But if he does, the thing that sucks with that I read, if Ellison retires, we still get hit with the cap hit. So it would be just like we cut him. It's still a $2.1 million dead cap hit. Either way, whether he retires or we cut him. But yeah, rumor has it that Ellison is considering retirement, which in my opinion is a good thing because we could use that $5 million elsewhere. Yeah, Herbert doesn't have much. Herbert does not look that good right now, Super. Thoughts on kickers and punters? Yeah, Kristen would be able to answer that better than me. The one guy I was looking forward to seeing at the quarterback position is Love. I think he's in the Love's in the second group, right, guys? I don't think Love's in the first group. But I am a big fan of Love, what I've seen on film. I know his stats weren't that good this year. He was great in his junior year or last year, whatever it was. But I like Love a lot. I think he might have the highest ceiling of any quarterback in this draft outside of Tua. But Tua has the injury problems. What's my dream offseason? Hitman says. Love's in the second group. Okay, yeah. What's my dream offseason? That's a great question. My dream offseason. It involves a lot of hog mollies. Whether that's in the first round or, you know, I mean, I've been on record as saying I don't want to spend big in free agency. I don't want to have a lot of 5-year contracts. If we're going to spend it on one player, I'd like it to be Conklin. And I'm surprised Tennessee's going to let him go, which it looks like they're going to. Conklin, to me, is one of the best right tackles in the sport. If you could bring him here, he's still young, I'd be completely open to it for a 5-year deal. That's who I'd be looking at, Conklin in free agency. And in terms of the draft, if I had already grabbed Conklin, then I still want to trade down. My dream scenario is to trade down. I want to get assets. It's got to be the right situation, though. If I could trade down with the Chargers or the Dolphins, say I trade down with the Dolphins, I'm able to get the 5th pick and their last first-round pick, but I throw in a 3rd-round pick, something like that, and I'm able to get the 26th pick and the 5th pick, and I give them the 4th and like our 3rd-round pick, our back-end 3rd or a future 3rd. Something like that would be my dream scenario. Something like that, and then probably go defense at that point if I sign Conklin and get a center or maybe even a left tackle with that back-end first-round pick that'll replace Nate Solder next year. Because I do think we need to get a lot younger on the offensive line, for sure. Oh, man, BS, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, a vid about why Flowers failed would be interesting. That would be interesting. That might be something I do in the offseason. I might do videos like that. People have asked me to do videos like that. It's just so... That's probably going to be the types of videos that I really focus on after everything. When there's like a 3-month period of dead time, do like an Eli tribute video, go over his career, do things like that. Why Eric Flowers failed, why he was so much more successful when he went to Washington. Stuff like that is the types of videos I would do after the draft. But that would be interesting, for sure. And let me see what we got here. Thank you so much, V-Man, man, for the $5 super chat. He says, what's your favorite place in New York City for a slice and or favorite type of slice? I like pepperoni, and my spot is Lombardi's in Little Italy. Okay, I'm from Long Island. I mean, I did live in Brooklyn for a year. no one's going to know of it, but my favorite pizza place, it actually went out of business on Long Island, was Taormina's. My favorite slice, it depends on the pizzeria, right? Probably buffalo chicken without blue cheese. Probably buffalo chicken without blue cheese. I like pepperoni, though. I'm pretty standard with that. But probably buffalo chicken without blue cheese. I don't like blue cheese. But yeah, that's what I'd go with. In terms of city pizzerias, I've been to a number of them. I couldn't give you a favorite. There's a bunch on Long Island that I love. Rosemary's is a really good one. There's a bunch. And Malik, man, thank you so much, man, for the two. Carmine's is good. Carmine's is not really a pizzeria, though. Carmine's is... thank you so much for the $2 super chat. He says, there wasn't a competition, and he got... And who I don't know, Malik, who are you talking about? There wasn't a competition for what, Malik? But thank you for the love, man. I really appreciate that. I might be crazy, but I think the Giants will draft the best player available. Well, that best player available better not be a quarterback. I know some people are very open to drafting Tua or a quarterback. It better not be a quarterback. And I know some people have talked about, that he has not committed, to Daniel Jones. The best player available on their board better not be a quarterback. They better not draft a quarterback. Oh, you're talking about Flowers. Oh, my bad. Okay, you're talking about Flowers. Yeah, I mean, I personally, you want my answer why Flowers didn't succeed here? I think the Giants tried to play him at the wrong position. We tried him at a left tackle. Didn't work. We moved him to right tackle. Didn't work. Everybody knew from the start the guy was better suited to be a guard. He couldn't bend his knees. He went to Washington. He played guard. He was successful. Not to mention Washington had a great offensive line coach. So that has a lot to do with it. But I think we tried to play him at the wrong position. That's my honest answer. Not to mention our offensive line coach was horrible. What's going on there, Cock Lobster? What a name that is. Hide the children. Hide the children. You would love Judy at 4? Not me. Not me. But that's just me. Everybody's different. I'm not a fan of taking a wide receiver that early. Who do you think the Packers are going to draft at 30? It's a good question. I'm trying to remember who I had going mock to the Packers. If I was a Packers fan, and I'm not, but I actually really like your team. I had you guys winning the Super Bowl before the year started. Obviously, you didn't quite get there, but you did pretty well. The Packers, to me, they go one of two ways. Green Bay's either got to go with a wide receiver to help out Aaron Rodgers, or they got to get a defensive tackle. And the second that I heard that, because you guys can't stop the run, the second that I heard that Snacks Harrison was available, first thing that popped in my head, this guy's got to be a Green Bay Packer. Like, the Green Bay Packers should be on the phone bringing in Snacks Harrison right now. But yeah, you guys, in my opinion, either got to go D tackle or wide receiver. Packers. Eric Flowers did get bulldozed by Dalvin Tomlinson. Man, I love Dalvin Tomlinson. He did when we played him. What's going on, man? Handsome Fleas in the house. Another one of my guys that's been here forever, man. What's going on, D's Nuts? He says, one of my favorite pass rushers in this class is a guy out of Yes, a lot of people like him. Handsome Flea. A lot of people like him. I've read a lot of things about him. Can you do a 2-round mock? I probably will. One thing I know I'm going to do a full 7-round mock just for the Giants, but I don't think I'm going to pick individual players. I'll probably pick, for the first 2 or 3 rounds I will, and then the later rounds I'll probably pick like 2 or 3 guys at each spot that I think the Giants could potentially target. I'll definitely do something like that, and I'll probably do a 2-round mock draft if you guys want me to. I probably will. I'll probably do, right after the combine, I'm going to do a mock draft. First round mock draft. And then I'll probably do maybe 3 days later, I'll call it a 2-round mock draft, but I'll just show what I had going in the first round quickly and then do the second round. So maybe I'll do something like that. And I'm definitely going to do a mock after the free agency period too, for sure. And then 1 or 2 leading up into the draft. What's going on, Afghanistan? I don't know if I said hello to him, by the way. He's one of my best. Chad's in the house. Do you think Chase Claypool would even be available in the 4th? I see him going early 2nd. What's going on, what you say? How do you feel about Gettleman as our GM? I don't hate Gettleman. But as far as Claypool goes, Chad, I don't think the Giants are going to take him early 2nd. I don't think he's going to get to us in the 4th, though. He had a really good combine. We'll see. Crazier things have happened. Anything could happen. But The one thing is there's so many good wide receivers in this year's class. Anything could happen. He could definitely drop to the 4th round. Do I expect it? Probably not. I think he probably goes late second, mid to late second, maybe early third, based off his combine performance. But I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. There's so many good receivers in this year's class that you could get in the 4th or even the 5th round that I don't think, just based on value and need for the New York Giants, I don't think it makes sense to take a wide receiver that early. I just don't. I think you're still going to be able to get a guy like Gandy Golden. The names escape me, but the guy from USC, the names escape me right now. Pittman. I think there's a number of wide receivers you're going to be able to get maybe in the 4th round, or that I'm not going to break the bank taking a wide receiver early if I'm the Giants. I know Claypool's a wide receiver. Oh, Eric Garrison said he's a tight end. No, he's a wide receiver. Some people have said he could play tight end. Left tackle, center, build the O-line and run the ball. Don't waste Barkley. Well, that's the thing. I think that's why a lot of Giants fans want to go offensive line, because not just Barkley, Daniel Jones, right? You got a second-year quarterback. You want to make sure that you build the team properly, and you want to give him a foundation. You want to be able to run the ball effectively. You want to be able to set up that defense. To be able to do that, you need a strong offensive line. So they got to do both, man. At the end of the day, they got to do both. It's just how you prioritize it. They got to fix both the defense and the offensive line. They're both equally important. It's just a matter of how they prioritize it, where they feel there's better value in free agency or the draft. Rickson, man, thanks so much, man, for the love, man. $2 super chat. Rickson's another great subscriber of mine, man. He says, do you think Chad Wheeler deserves a chance at right tackle? Listen, man, Chad Wheeler played great for the Giants the last 2 or 3 weeks. I personally think Chad Wheeler's value on this team right now, as good as he played, and I wouldn't be upset if he goes into the season as our right tackle, I'd prefer him to be a depth piece. I think it's incredibly important to have players on the bench that could step in when somebody goes down, and it's inevitable. It's going to happen. And he's versatile. He could play a little bit of, the right tackle. He could move him around. So I think he's better suited to be a guy, maybe your 6th or 7th offensive lineman. But if he starts a right tackle, I'm not going to cry about it. I would much rather have a more established player there. But Wheeler proved to be a pretty good lineman last year. So I wouldn't be upset about it. And if he earns it, give it to him. Oh, and he's too tall to be a center. And we got time, man. Thanks for the love, man. $2 super chat. You can forget about it. He says, who's impressed the most so far? Just got it. Your guy has impressed the most so far. I know that And We Got Time is a huge Chase Claypool fan. Chase Claypool, you ready? 6'4", 238 pounds. He ran a 4.4240. Your guy impressed the most, man. Thanks for the love, man. I appreciate that. Man, OGR, man. Thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate that, man. Chat, KJ Hamler won't be a go hammy. Oh, there you go. So Hamler's out. I saw somebody was talking about him. He's the guy from Penn State, right? OGR, and I know you're a huge Penn State fan. Thanks for the love, man. I appreciate that. What's up, Bavith? Is it just me or does Christopher look exact? I get that a lot, Bavith. I get that all the time, actually. I was at the mall yesterday. True story, guys. I was at the mall yesterday, and, I was looking for Giants pullovers, and somebody came up to me and they said, are you getting drafted by the Giants? Because they thought I was Mekhi Becton. But no, I'm not Mekhi Becton, Bavith. I promise I'm not. But I get that all the time. Oh, Rudy T, man. Thanks so much, man, for the love, man. $5 super chat. Benzanese. He says, Cannoli Boss, what's a reasonable first-round pick? Who would you be surprised with, upset with? Let's keep in mind, Gettleman has shocked us with prior drafts. Rudy T, another guy that's been around my channel forever. Another phenomenal subscriber. I just want to say that. Great question. And I love being called the Cannoli Boss. You know that. Reasonable first-round pick. Okay, if they take, this is just my mindset. If they take either Simmons, let's just say they stay at 4. I'm not going to be upset with any offensive tackle. It's a matter of preference. So if they take any of the offensive tackles, I'm not going to cry about it. Okuda or Simmons. I think those are the guys you're looking at. Anyone else, I'd be surprised. The one guy that would piss me off, and I think there's a small possibility it could happen, Derek Brown. And the only way it could happen is if they don't bring back Leonard Williams. I don't want him. I don't want another interior defensive lineman. That's the one guy that I guess there's a small chance. He's a great player. I don't want him. That's one player I do not want. And I think there's a small chance it could happen. So out of anybody that is remotely possible, that would be the one that I do not want. Judy, I don't want. I don't want a wide receiver. So there's your answer. And Rudy, man, thanks for love, man. I really appreciate that. What's going on, Vladimir Putin? Thanks for popping in the stream. Andy Garcia's in the house. Chucky Sharts. Wills can start at right tackle, but Thomas can start at left tackle. Yeah, well, Big Daddy, I think that's the attraction to Andrew Thomas for most people, because Andrew Thomas is a left tackle. You know, we know he's a left tackle. He's played left tackle. Wills has been a blindside protector, but he hasn't been a left tackle. So that's why people I think are more on Andrew Thomas. And I do think Andrew Thomas has been getting a lot of hate for no reason, really. I think people are looking for holes in his game, and I think that's why he's starting to drop down mocks. I expect Andrew Thomas to creep back up. I still think he's going to be a top 7 or 8 pick come draft night, but who knows? What do I know? But there's another great subscriber of mine, Big Daddy, man. The guy comments on all my videos. Guy gives me like paragraph messages. He's awesome, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. You missed this. Did I miss a super chat, Nikki? I'm sorry. What did I miss? Oh, Craig. Sorry about that, Craig. Another great subscriber of mine. What's up, Craig? $2 super chat. He says the Giants need to bring in another running back to help Barkley. Thank you for letting me know. I completely agree. I've been saying that since the start of last year. You know, a lot of people believe in the guys we've got. I don't. After Barkley, I think we need to get another running back, whether it's in the draft or whether it's in free agency. I do think that. I do think we need more depth at that position. I completely agree with that. And I would like it to be a guy similar to like a Brandon Jacobs type running back, a guy that could jam it down your throat with short yardage plays. Malik, man, thank you so much, man, for the love. And what's going on, Coffins, man? Jeffrey's in the house, man. What's up? Everybody loves Jeffrey, man. Everybody loves Jeffrey. I love Jeffrey, though. He's a great subscriber. He's been with me forever. Malik says, $2 super chat. He says, we have Dexter Lawrence, little snack. Listen, man, I love Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is one of my favorite players on the New York Giants. I'll be the first to say I was not happy when we took Dexter Lawrence. I'll be the first to say it. Not because I didn't like him, because I wanted an edge rusher. But listen, man, he was great for the New York Giants. I think he's got a great future, and I cannot wait. Antonio Gandy Golden is a sleeper pick. Ashley Knuckles, I don't know how much of a sleeper he is anymore. I think a lot of people aren't to Antonio Gandy Golden. We'll see if he's there in the 4th round. But he'd be a nice target for the Giants in the 4th round for sure. Let's see what we got here. Trevor Lawrence play. Jeffrey Abbey is leading the Trevor Lawrence the Trevor Lawrence fan club. He oh man. What do we got here? Here's an idea. After March 18th, you could do a Giants offseason live stream on the weekends. I'm going to. I'm going to. Once, even leading up until free agency, probably the week before free agency. So that's like 2 weeks. I'm going to go live twice a week. I'm going to do a call-in show. I'm going to do a Q&A. Twice a week, every week. March 11th to the 18th, 18th to the 25th, so on and so forth. And then the draft, I'll probably go live like the 3 days leading up into it. And I'll definitely do a recap the day, before day 2 or whatever it may be. But I'm going to be live a lot in about 2 weeks. At least twice a week talking Giants. Misleading story. Thank you so much, man, for the $5 super chat. Bends the knees. He says, honestly, even if we get an offensive tackle in the first, I would still want a center in the second. I like these centers, and it's time to find a long-term one. No, Bad Dog's just been really busy with things in his life. And he's doing the Laker thing right now. So, the talk of Giants will definitely get going too. I got to talk to him, but hopefully soon. But misleading story, man. I completely agree with you. I would love to take a center in the second round. Whether it's the kid from Wisconsin, we need a center. We have not had a good center in forever. We've tried to fill in that hole with mediocre players. Jalapeno's not going to get the job done. I'm with you, and we need to get younger. I keep stressing that. Our offensive line is so old. We need to get younger on that offensive line. I'm completely with you on that. If they go center in the second, I'll tell you what. I know a lot of people might not like hearing this. I am with you. If we go offensive tackle and center in the first 2 rounds, I'm going to be smile ear to ear. I want to have a hog molly draft. I want to get younger on the offensive line. I'm going to be happy with defense too, but I would be very happy if we go offensive line with the first 2 picks. Depending on what we do in free agency. Obviously, you got to attack defense in free agency if you do that. What's going on there, Jared Williams? Assuming the New York Giants trade down and acquire the Raiders' 2 first-round picks, who do you take? I'm going to save that for a video for you, Adrian Roy, because I'm doing that very soon. I'm going to save that for a video for you. I'm going to have that Gettleman project up and running soon. The only reason I didn't do the Gettleman project, I did the Charger one, and then I said to myself, there's so many free agent quarterbacks, I don't know where they're going to go, and that'll affect these videos. So I said, you know what, I'm just going to wait till after free agency. But after free agency, that is going to be the first simulation I do, as long as the Raiders don't take a quarterback, which they might. They might sign Tom Brady. We'll have to wait and see. That is becoming more and more possible, it looks like, that Tom Brady may actually leave the New England Patriots. And if he does, I would guess the Raiders are probably one of the prime targets. But we'll see. Let's see what we got here. Anthony Jennings is another guy people love, Waterfly. Love him. Xavier McKinney's the safety. He's a possibility in the second round. Yep. I wouldn't be upset with it. A lot of people like him. We'll see. Listen, I like Love, but you can move Love to the slot. We'll see. I wouldn't be upset with it. What's up, Jamal Adams? What's going on, man? There's a Jet fan in the house. What's going on, buddy? He's been with me forever, too. I gotta go. I'll be back, and you know that. I know you will, Moose. Moose is another phenomenal subscriber of mine. Moose comments on all my videos. Malik, man, what's up, man? We should have did like the Saints did, draft the lineman. Malik, man, you're preaching to the choir, man. And thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that, man. I've been clamoring for the Giants to go O-line early in a draft forever. They haven't done it. You know, the last they did with Flowers. It didn't work, but they have needed to hit on an early offensive lineman for quite some time. Hernandez, we'll wait and see. Hopefully it works out. I still like him. I still think he's a good player. Who would the Giants actually draft? I mean, they go a lot of ways, man. Got to wait till after free agency to really get a real grasp on who I think the Giants are going to take. Because if we go out there and we sign all these defensive players, well, then I'm probably going to tell you we're taking an offensive lineman. But if we take Conklin, we're probably going defense. So we got to wait till after free agency till I could really tell you who I honestly think we're going to take in the first round. Hey, Chris, on your next stream, can you react to AB's song on stream? Yeah, when I do one of those basketball streams. Could Conklin turn into a Solder? Anything's possible, but I don't think so. Here's the thing with Nate Solder. The reason we signed Nate Solder, we were desperate. Everybody knew the second we signed Nate Solder. We didn't know he was going to be bad, but everybody knew he was not going to live up to that contract. He was not worth that contract. He was never an elite offensive lineman. He played for the New England Patriots, who get the most out of their players. I think Conklin's a completely different animal. Jack Conklin was very highly regarded when he came into the pros. He was an all-pro lineman, I think, in his rookie year. He's known as one of the best run blockers in the league. I think they're completely different scenarios. The thing you got to worry about with Conklin is injuries. But in terms of production, I don't even think they're close. I think to be honest with you, I'm a little surprised that Tennessee's letting Jack Conklin hit the open market if they do. But I think they're gonna. And no, I don't even think they're close. I think Conklin's a much better player than Nate Solder. Why is Conklin being let go of if he's so good? Here's my opinion with Conklin. Look at their team right now. They don't have a lot of cap space. They've got 3 players who are going to get paid. And the reason they didn't extend him to the rookie deal was because he was coming off the injury. He's now proved he was healthy. But you've got your quarterback. You've got Derrick Henry, who's the league's leading rusher. And you've got Conklin. And I think they got to pick 2 of the 3. I don't think they're going to be able to keep all 3. I think they're going to probably pick Tannehill, and they're probably going to pick Derrick Henry. But they could still keep Conklin. But I think that's probably the primary reason if he does become available. It's more so to do with the fact that they've got 3 guys hitting the open market at the same time, and they can't keep all 3 of them. I would keep Conklin if I was Tennessee. I think it's a mistake not to. And thank you, Truckin'. I appreciate that, man. Jamon Brown was pretty solid for us. He was pretty solid for us that second half of the year, Afghanistan. I think Ruggs is coming up soon, hopefully. What's going on, Chris Leone? Yeah, Conklin's known as a run blocker. He's an average pass protector. He's a great run blocker. Would you bring back Prince Amukamara? I almost did a video on that. And good question, Yuri. Another great subscriber of mine, by the way. I always see you comment on my videos. Prince Amukamara is an interesting guy. He's the type of guy that I've kind of been talking about that if I was the Giants, I would be interested in bringing in because you get him on a cheap deal and you get him on a short deal. You could probably get him on a 2 or 3 year contract. You'd probably be able to get out from the contract after 2 years. I wouldn't be against it because I don't think you're going to be paying much for him. He's a veteran presence. Would not be a horrible idea to bring in Prince Amukamara. Another guy that a lot of Giants fans have talked about is Jason Pierre-Paul on a short deal. Of course, get him and traded Pierre-Paul because he didn't think he fit the style of defense, but we got a new defense now. There's another interesting name. But yeah, I'm not against Prince Amukamara at all on a short-term deal, on like a 2-year deal. Andrew Christopher, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. Says, hi. Andrew Christopher, another great subscriber of mine, always likes all my tweets, always comments on all my videos, but I don't know if Andrew Christopher knows English, because that's the only word that he ever leaves on my video. He just says hi. Hola. Hola. Let's see what we got here. What's going on? Aiden? Thanks for popping in the stream. What's up, Kristaps Porzingis? And yeah, the QBs are running the 40 times now. That's Cole McDonald of Hawaii. Okay. I mean, I guess Love's in this group. That's the big name here with the quarterbacks. We'll see how he does with the 40 time. And then the wide receivers go after them. So Ruggs will be up next in the next group of wide receivers, I believe. What's going on, Big Bang? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Chris, how important is this draft for the Giants? Oh, Sonor, man, this is... What's up, Stealth? Another one of my OGs, man. What's up, Chris Gonzalez? This draft is beyond important for the New York Giants. This is a huge draft for the Giants because, first off, you got a new coach. Okay, it's a new regime. But even more importantly, it's the second year of Daniel Jones and the third year of Saquon Barkley. You have to get them going. You have to give them protection, and you got to fix that defense. They have a limited window with these guys on cost-effective deals, and they got to make the most of it. And this year is a big draft. This is a huge offseason for the New York Giants. Between free agency and the draft, it's probably their biggest offseason in a very long time. So, yeah, this is a huge draft for the Giants. Huge. Hey, Chris, which quarterback do you think shined tonight at the Combine? I think Hurts. I saw Hurts run the 40, and he looked like he threw pretty well. Hurts still isn't creeping up, in my opinion, anywhere near the early first round. From what I saw, and I was talking to you guys for a lot of it, I was not that impressed with Herbert, which kind of sucks, but we'll see if this affects his draft stock at all. I doubt it does. Yeah, I want to see Love. That's the one prospect that I'm excited to see because I think Love has a ton of talent. And if there's one quarterback that's not being talked about that I could see moving up, if he has a great combine, it's him. So keep an eye out on him. I think he might have ran his 40 time already if he's running it, but I don't see him on the list. What's up, Will? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Chase Claypool or Chase Claypool after tonight, man. Nick. And they're both very similar wide receivers. I think I would go Chase Claypool. But I think Chase Claypool is going to go earlier. Gary says, what's up, Chris? Cheers, my brother. What's going on, Gary? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Who should we get, left tackle or Isaiah Simmons? I'll answer that question after free agency. But, I mean, if you guys watch my channel, I think you know my answer, what I think the more important. And everybody's got their own opinion. I completely get people who think defense. But if it's a clean slate and we haven't spent anything in free agency, left tackle is my answer, whether it's a left or a right. I think is the more pressing need. But they're both incredibly important. You need to fix both. What's up, Pool G? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Is Matt Stafford on the market? No, he's still signed under contract for, I think, did I miss Bad Dog? What's going on there, Bad Dog? What's up, Bad Dog? Entertainer, what's up with the Tom Brady rumor? I'm about to hurl. And if you guys have not subscribed to Bad Dog, like I said, I'm sure we're going to be getting that Giant show up and running as the draft approaches. Going over there and subscribe to that lunatic. And Uzi says, Entertainer, what's up with this Tom Brady rumor? the Tom Brady rumor, I don't buy anything into that. Kind of what I said in my Daniel Jones video earlier today. Not earlier today, yesterday. I do so many that I forget. I don't buy anything into the Tom Brady rumor. Tom Brady is not going to be a New York Giant. I put zero stock into that whatsoever. Not buying into it. Tom Brady will not be a New York Giant. It's nonsense. It's people trying to drive up stories. Now, I do think that Tom Brady, a very strong possibility, could be leaving New England. That I'm starting to believe, but will not be a New York Giant. If the Giants sign him, I'd go ballistic. There's no way the Giants will bring in Tom Brady. I would be beyond shocked. Yeah, he's not going to be a Giant. Let's see what we got here. How does the first round Jedrick Wills and second round Kenneth Murray sound? Well, you get yourself a nice middle linebacker in the second. I like Wills a lot. As you guys know, I had a mock to the Giants in my first mock draft. From some of the things I've read and seen, I'm a big fan of his. I think he's a very sound offensive lineman. A lot of people feel like he's the best well-rounded offensive tackle in this year's class, even though he's a right tackle. I would be okay with that. I mean, you get a more traditional middle linebacker, and you get yourself an offensive tackle. It's not the end of the world. It's a pretty solid first 2 rounds. I'd be okay with that. Obviously, I'd like to get Wills with the 6th pick if we could trade down, but I'd be okay with that. CEO says you're getting Kenneth Murray at 38. I know CEO is a big Packer fan. Packer fan asked me earlier, CEO, I'm curious to get your thoughts. I would think the Packers' biggest need in this year's draft is a wide receiver or a defensive tackle. But obviously, you guys also need the linebacker, too. You guys are so bad against the run. I guess your line of thinking is get a run stuffer at the linebacker position. But I would think that's what you guys got to be looking at in the first round of the draft. I'm actually mad that Claypool had such a great 40 time. He's definitely going in the second round. Yeah, I could see mid to back end of the second, based on another great subscriber of mine, by the way, based on the combine he had today. Thank you so much, Matthew Van, for the $2 super chat. He says, which free agent running back would you bring in to back up Barkley? Yeah, I did a video on that. In a perfect world, I don't remember all the names off the top of my head, but in a perfect world, if he came on a cost-effective deal, and he might because he's coming off an injury, and he's the exact type of running back that I think the Giants could use, Jordan Howard. But I think Jordan Howard's going to command probably solid money. But that's the type of running back, if we're going to bring in one via free agency, that I would like the Giants to bring in. Like a guy like him, a thumper, a guy that could run between the tackles. I think Jordan Howard makes a lot of sense for the right price. Let's see what we got here. If we can't get Claypool, I want Josh Reynolds in a trade. Dead ass serious. We definitely need a bang. Yeah, we need a banger. Uzi, I've been saying that. Me and Bad Dog, Bad Dog and I, however you want to say it, we've been saying that for over a year and a half. That we have needed a solid backup. Gallman hasn't gotten it done. We need a sound backup running back to spell Barkley, and to fight between the tackles. I've been saying that since before the year started. Malik, man, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Benzanese, he says, Bad Dog, what's up? Do you think the dude from Alabama going to break the 40? We're going to find out in a second. Malik, of course, talking about Ruggs. We're going to find out in a second. Yeah. Bad Dog says, there's a little Lord Brunson reference. Bad Dog says, Jordan Howard would be a great time. I'll tell you what, Bad Dog. If we get Jordan Howard, you've got to do that video. You've got to. And you got to make it obvious that you're talking about Lord Brunson. What does he say at the beginning of his videos again? I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Jordan Howard is a top 5 running back in the league. He's the greatest. He's going to break every rushing record for the New York Giants known to man. You got to make that video. Chris, so you think Gettleman will trade Ingram? Dude missed out a lot of games last. I've made 2 videos now on the possibility of trading Evan Ingram. 2 videos. I've talked about the possibility of trading Evan Ingram. I don't know if they're going to, but I would not be opposed to it at all if you could get something for him. If you don't plan to keep him here after this year, you're better off trying to get something for him. They probably won't, but I would think about it. I'll say that. If it's buffering, I can't do anything about that. Drinking water. I'm actually drinking coffee tonight. But just refresh. That usually fixes it. If it's lagging for you, Jared. What's up, Daniel Marrero, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. Karambite, what's up, buddy? Thank you for being here. Mekhi Becton might have, out of all the offensive tackles in this year's draft, might have the highest ceiling, but he also probably has the lowest floor. OGR, man, thanks for love, man. $2 super chat. He says, I would love to school Brunson. Brunson still hasn't taken you up on that bet, OGR. Last year, OGR, and you would have lost the bet. Last year, OGR called Lord Brunson out, and he said, I'll bet you $100 or $200, whatever it was, that the Eagles have to sweep the Giants. He never took the bet. I think you got to do it again. No, Ruggs is not ran his 40-yard. It's coming up next. The wide receivers are coming up next. So you think Joe will have Daniel Jones as a starter and name him the starter before the start of the season? Yeah, I mean, if you remember Faricio, I think that's how you pronounce it. What's up, Clocks, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. If you remember back, Sarah's in the house, back to training camp last year, Pat Shermer did the same thing. You know, everybody knew that Eli Manning was going to be the starter when the year started, but he didn't name the starter either, you know, going into training camp. And I think it's the same thing here. I think Daniel Jones, we all know, is the starter. I think he just wants everybody to come in prepared. He wants to build, I guess, like a competition, you know, because players are at their best when they have to compete. But I think everybody knows Daniel Jones is the starter. Just like last year going in, we knew Eli Manning was the starter. Thank you so much, Raymond, for the $2 super chat. He says, I like best player available, offensive tackle at 12. Be it is at 19, Zach Bourne at 36. That would be a trade down with the Raiders. And that is a very possible outcome. Let me take a look at that. If we were to do that, you must be a Wisconsin fan, by the way. But if we were to do that, we're getting, let's just say Becton or Wirfs at 12. You're getting your center at 19, and then you're getting your edge rusher at 36. Or you could reverse it. You could take Bourne at 19 and take Beatish at 36. But either way, you're getting your center, you're getting your tackle, and you're getting a pass rusher. I wouldn't be upset with that. That's pretty good. And you're probably getting another future pick in that trade. You're probably getting a future third or a second to go along with the 12th and 19th if you're dropping that far. OGR with a $5 super chat. Benzanese says, I schooled Brunson on Howard and the age of the Eagles as well. Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's right. You did on Jordan Howard. That's right. You did. Yes, you did. Oh, my God. That was one of the worst takes of all time. It was one of the worst takes of all time. All right, by the way, the wide receivers are going now. Jennings getting set to run here for the... So Ruggs is going to be in the... CeeDee Lamb is running, by the way. Somebody asked about CeeDee Lamb. He's getting set to run. Jerry Jeudy's getting set to run. So we'll see what they run right now. We're going to go to the Cowboys game. We were talking about that with OGR. We got to set up the Cowboys game. That'll be the game we go to this year for sure. What's up, New Jersey? Jake? What's going on? I saw what Lamel Sinclair wrote. He's one of my best subscribers, and I wanted to say hello to him. And he said, what's up, the Entertainer Talking Sports? And I was about to say, what's going on, Entertainer Talking Sports? What's going on, Lamel Sinclair? Thanks for popping in. All right, here's Jerry Jeudy from Alabama. And he runs a 4.46. That's a good time there for Jeudy. Helping his draft stuff. Not that he needs it. Misleading story. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Benzanese, he says, you ever think about how different the past few years would have been if Flowers didn't bust? A lot different. A lot different. If Flowers was an elite all-pro offensive tackle, which is what you're hoping for when you take one that earlier, who knows? Eli Manning might still be the quarterback. It's possible. We might never draft Daniel Jones if he was a great left tackle. It's crazy, but it's true. Juwan Johnson getting set to run for Oregon. Yeah, that was a good time, 4.46. We're waiting on Lamb. Juwan Johnson just ran a 4.59. Lamb is up now. Denzel Mims getting set to run too. I know a lot of Giants fans are fans of Mims, taking him possibly in the third or the fourth. Yeah, here comes CeeDee Lamb out of Oklahoma. Let's see what he runs. standing at 6'1", 198. Most people feel like he's probably the best route runner in this year's class, from what I've read. Let's see what he's got. Starting to see mocks of him going to Arizona. Obviously pairing up with his old quarterback. He looks pretty fast. 4.51. So Judy ran slightly better. Still a good 40 time, but Judy with a 4.46. A little bit better there. Pittman, I don't think ran yet. No, because it's alphabetical. He's coming up soon, though, if he's running. What's going on, Frankie? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Oh, I would never diss Eli Manning. I love Eli Manning. Eli Manning's my favorite Giant of all time. You're never going to hear me diss him. Man, thank you so much, man, Rickson, for the $2 super chat. And, yeah, I saw you comment about him in my video today. Thaddeus Moss. A lot of people like him, the tight end. Maybe. It's possible if you plan to move on from Evan Ingram in the 4th or 5th round, if he's there. It's possible. AZ Bills, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. What's your opinion on the Jets? On the Jets to Toronto? What do you mean, the New York Jets? I don't know what you mean by that. But thank you for the love. I appreciate that. The Jets to Toronto. I'm trying to figure this out. What he means by that. But Ruggs will run a 4-3-1. Jets Toronto, great idea. I am watching on the NFL Network. Austin Mack of Ohio State just ran a 4.62. You think he's going to run a 4.19? I don't know about that. I'll go 4.25. Yo, the Bills to Toronto. I mean, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Rumors the Jets getting moved to Toronto? I have not heard that. I'd be surprised because they're in a major market right now. I'd be surprised. I have not read that. I'll have to look into that. But thank you for letting me know. Here's Denzel Mims of Baylor coming up. Jefferson run yet? I don't. Yeah, I think he was in the first group, if I'm not mistaken. What's going on, Yvonne, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Entertain the trade, please. 4th overall and 2nd rounder for Joe. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. We're not trading our pick for not getting picks back. 4-4 flat for Denzel Mims of Baylor. There you go. There's a guy that a lot of Giants fans have talked about. A lot of Giants fans are high on Denzel Mims. So there you go. That's a good 40 time for him, helping out his draft stock. Chris, if we had to offer to trade with the Bills, who would you keep an eye on and trade? If we had an offer to trade with the Bills? What? I mean, if I'm making a trade, I want draft picks. I'm not trading for players. I want draft picks. And the Bills aren't a team they're gonna trade to move up to 4. It doesn't add up. 4.38 for Darnell Mooney. In terms of their team, I mean, obviously defense. I mean, that's their strength. I would try to get guys off their defense. Mark my words, Ruggs will be faster than anyone in this chat. I agree with that, Dan. I agree with that. And Pittman's going to run, too. He's in this group. So I'm looking forward to seeing him. I actually like Pittman a lot. I don't know if OGR is still there. I watched this video on Pittman. Pittman's a guy that it could potentially be a target for the Giants in the 4th. Look out for him. He's another guy that could be on the Giants' radar. What's up there, Ms. Rahi? I hope not, Yvonne. He's coming up soon, man. Pittman, I think, is in 5 receivers. Right now, they got KJ Osborne from Miami set to run. And a 4.48 for KJ Osborne. I could see that. NY Sports MC, I could see that. Because they both played at USC. Makes sense. What's going on, Jeff Billings? Another great subscriber of mine. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Tomorrow it's going to be earlier. I know a lot of you guys work during the day, but I care about the offensive line, guys. So tomorrow I'm going to be doing it from 4 to 7 when the Hog Mollies go. So, yeah, we'll do that, hang out for a bit. I know I don't get to live stream as much because there's not a lot to live stream right now. I'm a Knicks fan, and the Knicks are horrendous. I drink every time I watch it play, and it's not good for kids to see that. So, I figured there's a chance here to hang out with you guys, answer some questions, talk Giants football, watch the draft, and I'm sure I'll have a video on this tomorrow morning talking about the results from the combine, which players helped their stock, which players didn't. But I appreciate everybody for being here. Yeah, the Jazz, I mean, I'd rather be a Jazz fan than a Knicks fan. No, I'll never root for the Nets. I'm a Knicks fan till I die. I'm not a kid. Maybe I could sneak one with you, man. Karambay says. I don't want to go to school. You got to go to school, Moose. O-line, yes, but you can pass on Simmons. We can't pass on that. You can't pass on what? On Simmons? Yes. The furthest I see Judy going is 11. I think the Jets would take him if he's there at 11. There's a good chance he doesn't even get that far. I personally don't see him. I could definitely see him going to the Jets, but I don't see him getting past 11. I think Judy will go in the top 11. He could even go earlier, but, we'll see. Oh, man, Malik, man, thanks so much for the love, man. I really appreciate that. And there is a 45140 for Desmel. And $5 Super Chat, bends the knees. He says, what's up, West Coast? He says, my teacher, who is a Ravens fan, said that we have a nice coach. I think Joe Judge is a nice guy. He's definitely a disciplinarian, I guess, but I'm a big fan of him. I'm a big fan of our entire coaching staff. I really am. I know some people are not, from what I've seen on YouTube, some YouTubers, but I love our coaching staff. Now we'll see if we get results, but I thought that the assistant we just brought in was a great hire. I think it's more familiarity with Joe Judge. I always say it, to me, the most interesting part of this offseason to cover this team is going to be the coaching staff. And seeing, reading reports of what they implement in terms of practices, seeing how the team performs under their tutelage. I'm really looking forward to the coaching staff. I think that's the biggest storyline this offseason. And there's Donovan Peoples-Jones, just ran a 4.56 out of Michigan. And Pittman's he's on deck. So we're going to see Pittman soon. Of course you say that. It's not like you're Joe Judge. What's up, King Trizzy? Here's Malcolm Perry. Ruggs is up in five guys. So we're going to get to see Ruggs. He's going to run twice. So we're going to get to see his first attempt in five tries. All right, everybody in the chat, tell me what Ruggs is going to run. I'm going to say 4.25. I got 4.25. If Gaze gets fired next year, you think they will steal Garrett from us? It's possible. 4.20, 4.22, 4.27, 4.28. We got a lot of 4.2 somethings. 4.27, 4.26, 4.22. All right. We'll see. Michael Pittman just ran. He ran a 4.52. OGR said he needed a sub 4.5. He's right around there. I'm going 4.25. He's going to run fast and have a great time. I agree with you, Schlicksman. Craig Robinson says less than 4.3. I know some people are not very high on him. I do not want the Eagles to get him. I do not. I do not like players like that. Deshaun Jackson used to kill us, and a lot of people think Ruggs is going to be an Eagle. I do not want that. Jalen Reagor with a 4.47. Ruggs is up. He's in 3, and then you got Chenault right behind him. Another, top-tier wide receiver out of Colorado. Bad Dog ran a 4.52. There you go. He could have been a starting quarterback. What's up, Chris? Just got back from SeaWorld for a field trip. What's up, Christian? I wish I could have joined you. Everybody knows I love SeaWorld. Christian's awesome. One of my best. Joe Reed getting set to run here at 6'2", 224. What's he got? 4.51. So he's right in the middle. If the Eagles get Ruggs, then we need to address the secondary hard in the yeah. I agree. Well, they're going to get a wide receiver. I think they're taking a wide receiver. You know what? I feel like the Eagles are always our rival, Lopez. Always. Kendrick Rogers getting set to run. You run a 5.6 on steroids. Didn't help your 40 time much then. Kendrick Rogers just ran a 4.52, and here comes Ruggs, the man of the hour. What's up there, Donovan? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Ruggs is running a 4. There is no way Ruggs is running a 4.16. But here he is at 5'11", 188 out of Alabama. Let's see what this guy's got. He's been the talk of the combine. I'm sure he's going to impress. Let's see what he's got. This is his first try. First try. He's going to have to do it again. I guess he took off too quickly. Timer's still going. Now it finally stopped, so he's going to have to do it again. Of course that would happen. Of course that would happen. Lamel says he's going to run a 3-2-1. Lamel must think he could teleport. He's like the speed of light. The fastest wide receiver ever, they're showing it right now, is Ross with 4.22. If he runs a 4.25, I think he'd be in the top 3 of all time. He has to run a 4.21 to break the record. You got Mekhi Becton, their first choice over. A lot of people like Mekhi Becton. Everybody's jumping on the Becton train. Let's see what Ruggs has got. Here we go. Oh, a 4.28. He's got one more try. But his first time he runs a 4.28. That's flying, guys. That's fast. But Henry Ruggs runs a 4.28. Yeturgos Matos is projected to go the end of the first round. He's familiar with Coach Chaos. And, yeah, I talked about that, Yuri, after we hired Coach Chaos, that could be a primetime target for the Giants. If he does fall to us in the second round. I like Matos a lot. He's a bit of a project, but I'd be very happy if we got Matos in the second round if we went offensive line in the first. And here's Chenault from Colorado, another guy who ran too early. I've seen him mocked to the Eagles in a lot of drafts. Really good all-around receiver. I did a little homework on him because I said possibly, maybe the Giants, he could fall to the Giants or we could trade up. This guy's a really good all-around receiver. He's not going to be there when the Giants pick, I don't think, but really good receiver. Could be an Eagle. Definitely could be an Eagle. Chris, do you think Washington is sold on Young? I think they're sold on Young, but the only way they're trading out of that spot, they're going to have to be blown away. Like, for them not to take Chase Young, this is just my opinion, I think they're going to have to get all 3 Miami first-round picks. Something like that. And I just don't see it happening. I think Chase Young is going to be with Washington. I know some people, getting excited because they're talking to. I don't see it. And Chenault just ran a 4.59 out of Colorado. Redskins, Cubs. If we get Young, I'm going to be ecstatic. Giants fans will be ecstatic everywhere if we get Chase Young. I'm just trying to be realistic and keep you guys realistic. I honestly don't think it's going to happen, but I'd be happy. Patrick Queen, by the way, just saw him up on the board. That's another guy we could take that you guys haven't really talked about tonight. Another linebacker. Patrick Queen could be a good pick in the second round. Haven't done a video on him, but that's another second-round target if we're going defense. Hey, Chris, what kind of microphone do you have thinking of getting into blogging? I use the, what's it called? This one. The blue, whatever. Most YouTubers have this mic. I forgot what it's, the Yeti? I think it's called the Yeti. The Yeti? You think Jeff Okudah could be a definite? I think we could take Jeff Okudah. I've said that now for a couple of weeks. I'm probably not going to mock him there, but I wouldn't be shocked if the Giants take Okudah. Um, Trey Waynes would be a solid pickup for sure. Another veteran cornerback. Kind of like we were talking about earlier with Prince Amukamara. I wouldn't be upset with that. If Young falls to 3, would you give up the number 4 and 2021 first rounder to try to move up and grab him? Oh, man. No, I don't want to give up first round picks because what if the Giants, and I hope not, but what if the Giants stink this year and they get another top 6, 7 pick? I don't want to do that. Chase Young's great, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to give up another first round pick to move up one spot. No. I would love him, but I don't want to give up future assets. Who's my favorite O-lineman? It's tough, man. I'm leaning right now still Andrew Thomas. I think Andrew Thomas has been getting bashed because people have looked for holes in his game, but they're all really good. I can't wait to get a better look at him tomorrow when we get to see him on the bench and we get to see him run the 40s and everything else, the 3-cone drill, everything. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow with the offensive lineman. I'm going to be streaming that because that, to me, is the most interesting part of this combine, that and the linebackers, because that's probably where we're going, either linebacker with Simmons or offensive line in the first round. So I'm looking forward to that tomorrow. What's going on there, Joda Hoffman? What's up, Nick Young, man? Thanks for popping in the stream. How you doing, Joda Hoffman? Who do you realistically see us signing in free? Okay, I'm going to give you a real. I don't know if these are going to be the exact guys that we sign, but I'm going to give you. All right, there's a realistic plan. All right, let's see. I think realistically, we're going to end up with Leonard Williams. I think it's inevitable. I think it's going to happen. So I'm going to pencil him in. I'm going to say 12. I'm going to say we're going to franchise him. I'm going to say he costs $15 million. I actually believe that's what's going to happen, unfortunately. And then after that, I think McCourty. I have McCourty pegged for the Giants. I'm going to say McCourty signs here 3 years, $30 million. With the ability to get out after 2. I'm going to say we get a veteran corner as well. I think we try to address the secondary in free agency. Like an Amukamara type, something like that. I think we're going to get both those players. And then we get something like Van Noy, another moderate price pass rusher. Mario Addison, Van Noy. Maybe we bring back Marcus Golden. I think that's what you're looking at. Something like that. I hope Conklin, but I'd go something like that. You got it, Craig. If available at 36, would you rather Kenneth Murray, Patrick Queen? Well, obviously it depends on what we did at 4 rather. Because that changed, who do we take it for, Raymond? But I like all those players. But yeah, a lot of it depends on who we took it for. But if we're going defense out of those 3, right now I'd probably pick Zach Bond or Murray. I like all 3 of those players. Actually, that's tough, man. They're all good. I'd be happy with any one of those 3 if we're going defense in the second round. But I really like Bond. I will put 100 ups that some team will give up their soul in the picks and the Skins trade out at 2. We'll see, man. Jerry Jeudy just ran again, by the way. I think he ran a 4.52 his second time around. So his best time was 4.46. So we're going to get to see Ruggs run again soon. We'll see if he could top that. I think it was a 4.28 from the first time around. Which free agent defensive player has more sacks than Marcus Golden? Melvin Martinez. I'm trying to think. You mean just from last year? Yeah, but to me, you can't just go by. I know everybody just looks at sacks. Marcus Golden had 10 sacks. He had a good year. He's not good against the run. And he's system dependent. I like him. But I do think that you could find better all-around defensive players at his position, but it depends on the price too. So, I like him though. They could bring him back. Yeah, Ruggs ran a 4.28. Yeah, he ran a 4.2, and he's about to run again. He's going to try to top it. If Shepard gets injured, yeah, but you're not going to be able to get anything for him. That's the problem. CeeDee Lamb just ran CeeDee Lamb ran the same exact time as the first, 4.51. Dante Fowler, there's a guy who had more sacks. I think he had 11.5. Depends on the price, and of course Shaq Barrett had more sacks. Depends on the price. With Dante Fowler. Dante Fowler, of course, a guy with a lot of potential. He was an early first-round pick. But, he goes to the Rams this year, and obviously it helps that when you got Aaron Donald on the line. So that definitely could have had a lot to do with it. But for the right price, I would be interested in Fowler. It depends on the price. Vic Beasley could be a good, cheap alternative. I'm not in love with him, but for a cheap deal, he could be worth it. Let's see what we got here. Would you rather max Yannick or Shaq Barrett? Okay, if I had to max, well, not max, it's not like basketball, but if I had to give one of those guys, and by the way, it went to commercial, so hopefully we see Ruggs when we get back. If I had to give one of those guys $20 or $22 million, I would probably, I'd probably go with Unique. Unique's been consistent throughout his entire career. I personally don't want to spend $22 million on either one of those players, but if I had to, I'd pick Unique. $73 million under the cap. Gettleman, GM of the year. I love the positivity. And I'm going to do a video on this tomorrow because I've had a lot of my subscribers tell me to do an updated cap and kind of go over the expenses that I think will happen before free agency and really give you guys an estimate of what we're actually going to be able to spend. But if they make a few more cuts, we could probably have about 80 to 83. That's probably what we're looking at. Somewhere in that range. OGR, man, thank you so much for the love, man. $5 Super Chat, he says, bro, big thanks. I reached 500 subs just now. I am off the bed, but I will definitely be watching the Hogs tomorrow. I appreciate that, OGR. And I'm very happy that you got the 500, which means you're only 500 away from 1,000, which is a huge milestone. I remember when I hit that on YouTube, I was so happy for like the whole week. So hopefully we get OGR to 500, his next 500 a lot quicker than he got his first 500 because he deserves it. He puts out really good content. One of my favorite Giant creators on YouTube. So, go over there and check him out, man. When is your next? Well, I'm going to be doing a lot of NBA streams during the playoffs. That's going to be my main focus with the NBA because right now I'm a Giants guy, man. That's what I've built my channel around. That's what my subscribers expect. I try to supplement a little Mets and Knicks in when I can. But right now is a prime time for me to really hit home on off-season coverage. So right now I'm focused on the Giants. That's what I'm focused on. After the draft, I'll start to sprinkle in some NBA and baseball. Of course, I'm going to be streaming Met games probably at least twice a week in season. I'll definitely be doing opening day. I'll have some Met videos in season. I'm going to try to have a Met podcast, if you will, once a week, like a 30-minute podcast recapping the week. But obviously I'm mainly focused on the Giants. Nick Young, man, thank you so much, man, for the $5 super chat. Ben Zanini says, Golden rarely jumps off the page. He's a good number 2 guy, but most of his sacks were effort plays or he was unblocked. Love him, but not the answer. I completely, Moose, man, have a great night, buddy. I completely agree with you. Listen, man, nobody was a bigger fan of Marcus Golden when we brought him in last year. You go back, look at the replays of Bad Dog and my show before the year started. I said Marcus Golden's going to have double-digit sacks. I said he's going to lead the team in sacks. And I'm the same guy that's telling you I wouldn't bring him back. Because I think he's a number 2. I don't want to pay him like he's a number 1. And I think he's system-dependent. I was a fan of bringing Marcus Golden in, but because he had the year that he did, he's going to look to get paid, and I think that money could be better spent elsewhere. Just my opinion. I think he was system-dependent, and that's just me. That's just my opinion. Connor I'd be happy with McGovern. We could use a center in free agency. It's probably going to cost you $11 million a year. He's the best center on the market, though. They could go that route for sure. I just have a strong feeling it's going to be Wills and then Murray in round 2, barring trades. We'll see, because I've heard rumors about every offensive lineman known to man that they could take. We've heard Wirfs now. We've heard Wills. We've heard Thomas. We've heard Becton. We'll see. I do think right now, barring trades, offensive line will more than likely be where we go, though. I'll agree with that, Jake. Last Jedi back in the building. What's going on, Last Jedi? That's a good one. I was thinking about making a video on that, Robux. I think that's a really good video idea, because I think he fits the what the Giants are trying to do. Sills is a really interesting guy that was on the practice squad. For those of you that don't know, former quarterback, converted to wide receiver, was really good. I think he had like 10 touchdowns his last year in college. And he's like 6'3", 6'4". That could be a guy that contends to make the wide receiver corps for the New York Giants this year. And the same could be said for Reggie White Jr. So those are two guys that are on the practice squad that might be able to compete for a spot for the Giants this year. I think they're both of them are interesting names. I think both of them are interesting names. What's going on? Wasabi, what's going on? All right, changed my name. You inspired me, brother. I'll start posting vids soon. God bless. That's awesome, man. That's awesome, everything Packers. Yeah, Sills is a beast. I'm a West Virginia fan. Trust me on this. I want to see him get a chance. What's going on, Meat? Thanks for popping in, buddy. Meat's another great subscriber of mine. And here's Pittman. He ran a 4.52 his first time. And now he's going to run a 4.54. We're getting ready to see Ruggs again. Ruggs is up, I think, in four people. So we'll get to see Ruggs, then we'll get to see Chenault. Yeah, Moose is awesome. I appreciate it, Moose. Thank you for your support, buddy. Knicks are on the right path. I agree. The Knicks are on the right path. I agree with that. We'll see if they can continue that. But, yeah, they have not done what they've done in the past when they try to take shortcuts. That's the one positive thing we have going with the Knicks. You got to hope that they hit on the draft picks, though. Hopefully R.J. Barrett works out. And Kevin Knox, I don't know. Next year, they got to hit on the draft picks, so they got to hit on their picks. But, yeah, they're trying to build a team the right way for once. Something they haven't done in forever. Hopefully it works out. Yes, Justin Jefferson ran Ezra. I didn't get to see his time, though, before I went live. He was in the first pairing. Actually, I think he was in, let me see. Oh, yeah, right there. He ran a 4.44. He was in the first group of wide receivers. He had a really good 40 time. Claypool was surprised with a 4.43. Those were the two big name wide receivers there. He ran a 4.44. Do you see the Giants trading Evan Ingram or Dalvin Tomlinson for It's possible. Both of those guys are possible. If I was looking to trade anybody on this team, if we're going to bring back Leonard Williams, those would probably be the two names that I'm looking to potentially trade. It's possible. I'm going to lean that they won't, but it's definitely possible. Yeah, Tom Brady's not coming to the Giants. People need to stop. It's not happening. Do you see any busts in the top? There's always busts in the top 20. There's always busts in the top 20. The highest bust potential? Probably one of the quarterbacks. And, if I had to pick one of the quarterbacks that'll be a bust, as crazy as it may sound, Joe Burrow could be a bust because the Bengals are a horrible organization. They have a horrible football team. I wouldn't be shocked if Joe Burrow's a bust. I wouldn't be shocked if Tua is a bust. He's injury prone. Herbert, any one of those quarterbacks could be a bust. Any one of them. And here's Kendrick Rogers. He ran a 4.52 his first time. We're going to get to see Ruggs after this. 4.57. Do you think our defensive coordinator will run a 3-4? Is it going to be a new system completely? I think he's going to mix and match. I think some games, some play, he's going to do some 3-4, do some 4-3. I think that's why they're looking for versatility. They're looking for players that could do both, that could do a variety of things. So I don't think we're going to be married to a system like we were at James Betcher. But here's Henry Ruggs. He ran a 4.28. He's got the cheetah cleats on. So this will be entertaining to watch. See if he can run another 4.2, 4.25 maybe. We'll see. That was my original predicted time. Let's see if he could hit that. Nick says 4-2-4. I don't mind Kyle Van Noy in a short deal. I've expressed that. I would not be against that at all. Van Noy in a short deal. Here's Ruggs. 4-3-1. So he's still fast as lightning, but a little disappointing. 4.28 was his high, so he doesn't break the record. But nevertheless, still the top wide receiver in terms of speed. And yeah, somebody's going to fall in love with that speed, and somebody's going to draft him pretty early. Believe me. But a good combine there for Ruggs. I like you, Chris. Good channel, good stuff, and I like your Giants points and subscribe, but you gotta leave the Mets. Please, Yankee. I cannot be a Yankee fan. I'll tell you my Mets story. Not really a story, but I became a diehard Met fan when I was like 11, and you don't go through as many years of torture as I have with a team and change. Because when the Mets finally win, if they ever win, it's going to feel like 20 Yankee World Series titles. Because I've been through torture, man. I've been through torture. But hopefully the Mets do it for me this year. I already bought some tickets. $60 I spent, but I'm sitting behind the Astros dugout when they play the Astros. So I'm going to get to boo the Astros when they come to Citi Field. And I'm probably going to try to go to opening day. We'll see. But I'm definitely going to go to a few Met games this year. Chris, do you want Chase Claypool? Yeah, for the right price, I do. I'm not taking him in the second round, though. I don't want to take a wide receiver in the second round. Mets are winning this year. Market that. I hope so, Rich. I hope so, man. And yeah, we need Cody Core. We need Cody Core back. Cody Core to me was the most underrated Giant. I remember when we acquired him, everybody talked about Cody Core and how great he was at special teams. Every week, every stream we did, anytime the New York Giants punted the ball, Cody Core was there. We got to bring him back. Was one of my favorite Giants this year. It's sad that a special teams contributor was one of my favorite Giants, but it's true. I'm a big fan of Cody Core. They got to bring him back. If you were a coach, what free agent would you go after? No question. Conklin. It's very rare that an offensive lineman as talented as Conklin at the age that he is becomes available. Now, I know he has an injury history, but Conklin. Definitely. I like Littleton, too. That's a good one you bring up. I like Littleton, too, David. If we trade down and get multiple first-round picks, would you rather CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Jeudy? Prefer Lamb? If I got to pick one of them, they're both fantastic. I guess Jeudy, but, they're both phenomenal. Let's flip a coin. They're both great. They're both going to be number ones. Best player available at number 4 besides quarterback. The best player? All right, I'm going to tell you right now. I don't know if the Giants are going to take him. But right now, my prediction is the best player available at number 4 is going to be Jeff Okudah. I think Okudah is going to be there. Now, I don't know if the Giants are going to stay at 4. But I think Okudah will be there when the Giants pick. He'll be there at the 4th pick. That's my prediction right now. I think Detroit's going to trade out of the 3rd pick. And I'll say Okudah will be the best player. I'm not saying the guy that fills the need, but the best player available when we pick. Chris, do you think we get Isaiah Simmons? I don't know. Gotta wait till after free agency. But I think it's a distinct possibility. Would you double down on tackle and Conklin in free agency and then trade down in the first and take a tackle? Would you okay, so you're saying if I sign Conklin, would I trade? I wouldn't be opposed to that. We're going to need a replacement for Solder anyway. If you get Conklin, I wouldn't be opposed if we trade down to, say, 12 and 19 and taking a left tackle at 19. Wouldn't be opposed to that at all. You sit him on the bench for the first year or the first 8 games or whatever, and if Solder still sucks, you bench Solder, you start the rookie. I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. The Eagles did that this year. The Eagles drafted, what's his name? Dillard, right? In the first round. Dillard barely played. And he's a really good player. So I would not be opposed to taking a left tackle if we trade down, even if we sign Conklin. We need it. You know, we're going to need linemen. What's up, Fax Tellerman? I like that name, Fax Tellerman. Simmons plus Littleton for the win. I don't see us taking both. I'd be surprised. They're both very similar. I don't see us taking both. Die Eagles die. Die Eagles die. Yeah, Jason Peters is on the Eagles. Yep. But they drafted Dillard last year. You still have faith in Sam? I mean, Sam Bill's got a lot of talent. Kenny. He's got a lot of talent. He hasn't shown it yet, but a lot of that has to do with his injuries. But everything you heard about the guy was how talented he was when we brought him in. I still think we need another corner this year. I don't trust either one of those guys in their current roles. I think we need a number 1 that bumps Baker down to a 2. I think Baker could definitely be a 1, but I don't think he's ready yet. I think I would look to sign a corner in free agency if we could. What's going on, PTA Sports? What's going on, my man? Thanks for popping in, man. Huge Giants fan. Always love when he comes in. He's got a channel over there. Go check him out, too. Oh, Jason Peters, a free agent. He's old, man. He's old. He's old. What's going on, Raycon Dog, man? I can see the Browns getting Conklin and drafting Thomas at 10. It's possible, Crazy Dog. There's a Browns YouTuber in the house. I've seen Thomas mocked to the Browns at 10. I personally don't think he's going to get that far. I have read rumors about Conklin and the Browns. I've read rumors about Conklin and the Jets. We'll see. My thought is this. I think every team with cap space outside of the Colts who have a ready-made offensive line is going to be in on Conklin. He's going to get to choose where he goes. Everybody's going to want him. But I can definitely see the Browns bringing him in. Oh, man, Mike Nixon, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate that, man. And Lamel, let me answer Lamel's question real quick. He says, I thought we could cut Solder after June 1st to save... Yes, no, that is true. But the problem with that, Lamel, and they could do that, but the problem with that is that's after everybody signs, because everybody signs in March. So, yeah, you'd save money, but all the high-profile free agents are gone by then. But yeah, no, they could do that. I looked that up today. I think it would only be a $6 million hit if they waited until June. And Mike Nixon, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Stand up. He said they just said Ciesler draft analysis time drugs at 4.20. So who knows what time is correct? Well, they did make an adjustment. I don't know if they're going to make that big of an adjustment, but they did make an adjustment with the first batch of runners. They all moved them up by like 1/100th. So maybe it'll be 4.27, 4.26. I don't think they're going to move it up by that much. But who knows, man. And Mike Nixon, man, thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate that. Pumpkin, one of my best, man. What's going on, buddy? By the way, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. Like I said, I'll be doing this again tomorrow because there's not a lot to stream in the offseason. You know, before the draft, before free agency. Obviously, I'm going to have free agency shows as it's getting closer. I'm going to have draft shows leading up to the draft. But thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for hanging out. Always love streaming with you guys whenever I can. I just don't try to force content. I want to have something to talk about and something for you guys to ask me. But, yeah, I appreciate it. You guys are the best supporters on YouTube. I always say that. Thank you guys for continuing to watch my videos and support my channel. I really do appreciate it. What's going on, Cushmaster? Yeah, no, I know. Yeah, Nick, I know his name is Punk, but I made that mistake when I first started YouTube. So it's a joke that I just keep up. When I first started YouTube, he came into my stream, and I read his name as Pumpkin. So now I just call him Pumpkin whenever I see him. So he's Pumpkin to me. He's punk to you, but he's Pumpkin to me. I would say that we keep Solder if we stay at number 4, draft Simmons, and then go after one of the big tackles at the 36 pick. Certainly possible. It's certainly possible. And yes, there's definitely a mock draft coming soon, Kristaps. After the combine is complete, probably the day after, maybe 2 days after, I'm going to have a post combine mock first round. And in this one, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be trades. My first one didn't have trades. There's going to be trades in this one. And then probably 3 days later, I was asked by a bunch of people to do a 2-round mock. So I'll probably do a first round only mock. Then like 2 or 3 days later, I'll probably do a 2-round mock. But the first round, I'll just quickly do just show you guys what I did in the first round 3 days prior and then do the second round. But yeah, I'm going to do a first round only mock and then first and second round because a lot of people have asked me to do that. And then as the draft gets closer, I'm going to have 7-round mocks just Giants specific. I'm not going to do 200 picks like one of my subscribers who's a lunatic. But yeah, I'm going to do stuff like that for sure as the draft gets closer. Entertainer, are you going to be able to do secondary on Sunday? Secondary? Mike Nixon? What do you mean secondary? There he is. There he is. The sports influencer. There's the guy that does 7-round mock drafts. What's going on? The artist formerly known as Slurpee. Go. If you guys want to watch a 7-round mock draft, that's the channel you want to go subscribe to. He's got a new channel, and he does a new 7-round mock draft once a week. He's crazy, but he does a great job. So go over there and check him out. Chris, whose stock went up or down at the combine? I would say Claypool. Claypool's stock went up. He ran a 4.4 340. He's 6'4", 238. The wide receiver out of Notre Dame. Jefferson had a really good combine as well. The wide receiver out of LSU. So I would say those two went up. In terms of down, I honestly don't know. It's hard to say. Based on these 40 times, it's hard to say. But those two impressed. I think they exceeded expectations. I wasn't really impressed with Herbert. In all honesty, I wasn't really impressed with Herbert, which isn't good. We want Herbert to do well, but we'll see what the scouts say about him. Oh, the defensive backs. You mean the combine, the defensive backs? Maybe I'll do that. Yeah, if I have the time, we'll see. Saturday I can't because I work. Coke or Pal? Oh, Coke, Craig. Coke, and it's not even close. All right. Let me ask. No wide. T. Higgins. You know what? That's a good question. I missed the first batch of receivers. I got on during the second batch. But call me crazy, guys. I can't drink Pepsi. I love Coke, and I hate Pepsi. And some people, I know a lot of people say they taste alike, and you're being too picky. I think there's a distinct difference. I'm a huge Coca-Cola fan. I do not like Pepsi. Don't like it. T. Higgins did not participate. Okay, he did not participate. Okay. You wanted Claypool or Gandy Golden in the third round? Yeah, I mean, we could definitely get Gandy Golden, I think, in the third round. I think he's definitely, and who knows, Claypool still might be there, but he definitely helped the stock today, that's for sure. Pepsi is better from a can. Coke is better from everything else. Now that's really particular about. I prefer soda out of a cone. Out of a cone. Yeah, whenever I drink my soda, guys, I get a safety cone and I drink out of it. No, I prefer my soda out of a can always. Preferred to a plastic bottle. Definitely a can, aluminum can, and the fountain I prefer as well. Was Saquon a bad pick? I mean, I love Saquon. I love Saquon. So I'm not going to say he's a bad pick. He's a great leader. He's a great teammate. He's the face of the franchise. But if I go back in time and make a trade down, yeah, I think that might have been the better option. But you move on. And Saquon's our guy, man. I got to get behind him. I love Saquon. Oh, Maximo, man, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. He says, I say we sign Landon Collins and OBJ and win a chip. Maximo, first of all, I appreciate the $2 super chat. We're not signing Landon Collins because he's just signed his contract. We'd have to trade for him. I don't see that happening. OBJ is not coming back here. In my opinion, I'd be surprised. I don't think Gettleman's going to bring him back, especially being after he traded him away. But anything's possible. I know a lot of Giants fans they still want to see OBJ back with the New York Giants. I don't see it. Maybe down the line, but not in the next couple of years for sure. And I personally don't think Landon Collins will be back here either. I don't think anybody questions. I love Barkley. Barkley's my favorite player on the team. My favorite player on the team. I love Barkley. Howdy there, Sonor. How expensive do you think JPP would be? How expensive do I think JPP would be? I think he's 31. I don't think he'd be much. I think you'd be able to get him on a short deal. Maybe 10 a year or something like that. 2 or 3 years. I don't think he'd be that much. He's definitely not going to command what these top guys command, that's for sure. And he's not going to be 5 years. He's going to be 2 or 3 years. I don't think he's going to be a lot. Clocks keeps asking your question. All right, let me see what Clocks asked. Does Gettleman need a certain amount of wins to keep his job, and if so, what's the number? Oh, okay. Why is all these people getting timed out? Why is Ezra timing all these people out? Ezra, timing out some of my best subscribers. He lost his wrench. I got to go up there and find him and take his wrench away. Okay, so I'll find it after. Okay, so what was the question? Oh, Gettleman. How many wins does he have to get to keep his job? I don't know if you can put a win number on it. I think you need to see improvement with this team. I think you need to see the defense get better. I think you need to see the offensive line get better. I think you need to see a direction. I can't put a number on it. Like if they win 6 or 7 games, but there's a clear sign of improvement, I don't think they're going to fire Dave Gettleman. If the team regresses, or they're still, or we're still getting blown out, we're still giving up 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 15s. Daniel Jones takes a step back. Gettleman might get fired. Probably will. But I can't put a number on that. It's hard to say because they could be a competitive team that doesn't win more than 6 or 7 games, but they're showing you signs of getting better. Bavith, man. Giants are reportedly interested in Clowney. Would you sign him at what cost, Nikki? Yeah, I did a video on that earlier. I like Clowney. I like him more than some of the other edge rushers on the open market right now because he's an all-around player. He does everything. He's injury prone, though. That's what you got to worry about there with Clowney. First off, it's not going to happen. Clowney has stated that he wants to go to a winner. So I don't see it. I don't think he's going to view the Giants as a team that he could win with right now. So I don't think he's going to come here. I personally don't want to spend that much on an edge rusher. But if we were going to do it with one, he might be the guy that I'd be interested in doing it with. But it's just not going to happen. Clowney's not going to sign with the Giants. He's probably going to go to the Colts. If I had to guess, I think the Colts make a lot of sense. They've been linked to him for a long time. They need an edge rusher. I could see Clowney going there. Hot take, draft Jalen Hurts if he falls in the late 3rd. Nick, that is a hot take. That's a very hot take. I don't see it for the simple reason. I'm going to tell you why. For the simple reason. Because if you draft Jalen Hurts in the 3rd, any quarterback in the 3rd round, I don't think Gettleman and the Giants want to put unnecessary pressure on their quarterback. And if Daniel Jones gets off to a bad start his first 2 or 3 games, people are going to be calling to start Jalen Hurts. So that would be the one reason why I don't see them investing that high of a pick on a quarterback. If they're going to draft the backup quarterback, I expect them to draft the backup quarterback in like the 7th round, 6th or 7th round. I personally think that they should sign the backup quarterback. I think that they should bring on a guy with experience. A number of guys. I've mentioned a ton of them. Mike Glennon's one of them. There's a bunch. That's the route I would take. Get a guy that you know is the clear-cut backup that's there to mentor Daniel Jones. Okay. Okay, at 3, 40 Lux says, all right. Chris, are you into bring? Yes. Hopefully soon, Chris stops. Hopefully soon. If Hurts is a wide receiver, expect fumbles, Sonor says. Free agency on offense and draft defense. Free agency. Lamont, at the end of the day, just fix the holes. I don't care how you fix them. Fix them. Offensive line needs to be addressed, and the defense needs to be addressed. So if you want to spend the most of the money on the offensive line in free agency and then go after defense in the draft, by all means. But both need to be fixed. And they need to be fixed immediately. BS, thank you so much, man, for the $2 super chat. He says, all the free agent edge are mediocre and not worth the cap. No, I agree. I think Clowney's better than mediocre, but at the end of the day, none of them are worth $22 million. If I'm paying that much for an edge rusher, I want to get J.J. Watt. When J.J. Watt was J.J. Watt. That's what I want. Otherwise, I want to try to find my edge rusher in the draft. And there's your kiss I made. Yeah, the thing with Nick Fitzpatrick, I think, is a great fit. The only problem with him is he signed a 2-year deal last year with Miami, and I've read reports that he could retire, but that was like a month ago. I don't know if that's changed. Fitzpatrick would be perfect. He was the first guy I thought of in season before I knew he had a 2-year contract. He'd be perfect. He's played in New York. He's a veteran. He'd be a perfect backup. Wasn't able to watch the combine. What's it looking like? I mean, this was the first group. I don't have the second group here, but those were the top 40 times for the quarterbacks and wide receivers and the tight ends. So there you go. And then in the second pairing, Ruggs ran about a 4.28. That was his top rated speed. And other than that, I mean, Herbert to me looked pretty mediocre throwing the football. We'll see what the scouts have to say after tonight, but in the brief, what I saw, I didn't get to see every throw because I was talking to the chat, but those are the 40 times for the first half. Claypool was the standout. Jefferson was the standout in the first group as well. Slide you a sip of water. Okay, Sonor. There you go. AJ Green for a pick. AJ Green's going to stay with Cincinnati from what I heard. Now, who knows? But I read the Bengals plan on keeping AJ Green, which I don't think makes much sense. Although maybe they feel like they want to give their rookie quarterback a wide receiver, but he's old, he's injury prone. I wouldn't sign him to a long-term deal. But I read he's going to stay with the Bengals. What's up there, Alex Sports? Read your comment, okay? Where is it? Where's your comment? I don't see. Oh, Chris, Gandy Golden and Claypool are insane. Yeah, listen, Claypool was the standout of the first group today. A guy of his size to run that fast is pretty impressive. Stealth, man, you got to talk to my parents, man. I don't know what to tell you. Just type it again, then. Just type it again. Eric Armstead, 10 sacks. Do you want to sign him at the 10? Depends on the price, man. Everything depends on the price. I think Armstead probably benefited from the fact that they added Bosa and they added D Ford. So I don't think it's a coincidence that this year he had his best year in terms of sacks. So I think you need to take that into account. Everything depends on the price, though. Let's see what we got here. What's going on, Batista? Thanks for popping in the stream. You like Golden? Yeah, I think we all like Golden Tate. I don't think Tate's going to be here much longer after this year. I could see him getting cut after 2 years because he's only a $5 million hit. He's going to be on the wrong side of 30, especially if they draft a wide receiver this year. But Tate will definitely be on the Giants this year. He could be on the Giants for 2 more years. Whereas Gallman, I'm not a big fan of Gallman. I'm just not. He's had fumbling problems. I know some people are. A lot of people said I was wrong for saying that they need a backup. I'm not a fan of Gallman. He hasn't gotten it done for the Giants since he's been here. I hope so, Ezra, man. I really do. I think the Giants should be cheap this offseason, only make one big signing like Littleton or Conklin. I agree. You're preaching to the choir, Nick. You're preaching to the choir, man. Do I think Shep will stay? I mean, Shep's under contract, so yes. I don't think anybody's going to trade for Shep because of his concussion problems. And I think he's making like $10 million a year or something like that. And I think he's got another 3 years or 4 years on the extension. He'll be a Giant for at least 2 more years, Shepard, before anything. For sure, Shepard. If Claypool's there in the fourth, he's definitely a possibility. I mean, he definitely showed out tonight, Claypool. And he was a guy that was on the Giants' radar before. I did a video on it a couple of days ago. Giants interviewed him. So he's perfect for what we're trying to do. We want that tall target. But the thing is, if we don't get Claypool, there's going to be somebody else. There's so many wide receivers in this draft that fit the description of Claypool, that are tall, 6'4", they could go up and catch the ball. I'm not too worried about reaching on Claypool. There's going to be a lot of receivers there. Pittman's another one. He's doing the drill right now. Pittman I would love in the 4th round out of USC. Carlos, he ran a 4.43. Who's better, Sterling Shepard or Golden Tate? I personally think if he's healthy, I'd rather have Sterling Shepard. But I think they're both good. But I'd rather have Sterling Shepard if he's healthy. Golden Tate's more accomplished, but he's been in the league a lot longer. Do you think we could trade down to Oakland and get their first 2 rounders and take Becton and Spencer? I mean, that's what you're looking at. Those type, they would be right in that range, that 12 to 19 range. I don't know. Ask me that question after tomorrow. We'll see what people think about Becton after the combine. He could go earlier than that. He could go later. But yeah, I think that's a distinct possibility. Those types of players, if you're dropping at 12 and 19, that is a pairing you could end up with. You could end up with Becton at 12, a Spence at 19. You could end up with Gross-Mata, Aquara. There's a number of guys you could end up with with those 2 picks. If you drop from 4 to 12. But yeah, that's definitely a possibility. If you're dropping to 12 and 19, you have to get an offensive tackle with the 12th pick, in my opinion. Because if you don't, one of the top, there's a clear top 4 right now. Okay, and we know the top 4: Thomas, Wirfs, Wills, and Becton. And if you wait till 19, you're not going to get one. So I think with that 12th pick, if you trade it down, you're going offensive tackle. And then at 19, you're probably going best available defensive player. And then at 36, you then have the option to go center or defense again. So I think that's what you're looking at if you trade down from 4 to the 12-19 situation with the Raiders. And you'd probably get a future pick as well. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Darius Slayton? At least an 8. I'm a big fan of Darius Slayton. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, but I've seen him on film. I'm a big fan of Chayason, or however you pronounce it. Versatile player. He's the type of player that fits exactly what Joe Judge would be looking to do. I don't think he's going to get to the Giants, but in the 2nd round, I don't think we take him in the 1st. But I'm a big fan of him. That's the type of player that I could see the New York Giants drafting. If maybe we can trade back up into the 1st if he falls. I am a big fan of him. A big fan of him. Yeah, and if we trade down to the 12-19, he's on the radar as well. Yeah, of course, Jeffrey. Free agency always does, man. That'll paint the picture for us. MH always coming out with the great questions. He says, if R.J. Barrett was in the NFL, what position would he play? Okay, what's R.J. Barrett's height? 6'8"? Something like that. I mean, he'd probably be a wide receiver. He'd be a really tall wide receiver. Yeah. I want one of the top tackles in the center from Wisconsin. That changed the whole I agree. Carlos, you're preaching to the choir, man. What is the trade? First off, we're not trade. I get asked this question all the time. You'd be shocked at how many people in my comments ask me to make a video on that. What can we get for Saquon Barkley? You're not going to... All right, here's the thing with Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley to me is the most talented running back in football. But the Giants... Here's the thing. The Giants already used the first 2 years of his rookie contract. Running backs obviously have a short shelf life. So if you're trading for Saquon Barkley, you're now trading for a running back who's going to be 23, entered the league at 21. So you lost the first 2 years of his career. You lost the first 2 years of his rookie contract. You're not going to get near what you think that you should get for Saquon Barkley that you would want. You're not. We're not trading Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley will be a New York Giant. We're going to extend Saquon Barkley unless, he gets injured, which knock on wood never happens. Saquon Barkley, in my opinion, will get to his second contract with the New York Giants. That's the type of player, when you invested what we invested, that you do not let walk. He's not like Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham was not a leader. He was not a guy that you build a team around. Saquon Barkley is. We're not trading Saquon Barkley. I would be beyond shocked if we trade Saquon Barkley. He's going to be here. He's going to be a guy that we build this team around. Can't trade him. Do you think Shaq Barrett is on the Giants' radar? Versatile and accomplished. I mean, yeah, but you're going to have to pay $22 million because he had 20 sacks this year. I think any one of those edge rushers for the right price is on the Giants' radar. I don't see it happening, though. And he's good, but can he do it again? He's never done it before. But, yeah, I definitely could be on the radar. They're not trading Saquon Barkley. The way I look at Saquon Barkley, it's like buying a car. Like, everybody knows how good Saquon Barkley is, but the Giants bought him brand new. Now you got 2 years on the car. When the car leaves the lot, it loses half of its value. If you trade Saquon Barkley, you're not going to get near for an early first-round pick because the team trading for him knows he's approaching his second contract, and he's already 2 years into his career. You're not going to get fair value for Saquon Barkley. You're just not. When the Giants took him number 2 overall, the Giants said, this is our guy. This is a guy we're building the team. Guys that you take in the top 2 picks, you don't let walk. You keep those guys. I know he's a running back, but when you draft a guy number 2 overall, you don't let him walk. That's the guy you build the team around. Last time the Giants had the number 2 overall pick, they took Lawrence Taylor. They're building the team around Saquon Barkley. They're not trading him. They're not letting him walk. Haskins I'm going Haskins over Rosen at this point. I mean, Rosen's been horrible. I know Rosen's been dealt an unfair hand, and that's absolutely valid. He's been screwed from the start. He goes to Arizona. They got a horrible offensive line. This year, he doesn't even get to play, really, with the Dolphins. So I was never a fan of Rosen. I know he's still young, too. Rosen's only 21 years old. I'm actually a fan of Haskins. I know a lot of, and you guys may not want to hear that. I'm not saying, I'm not, rooting for him to do well, but I think he's going to do well. I like Haskins. I think last year he wasn't prepared. I think the Redskins started him too early. I still think Haskins is going to be a pretty good player in the NFL. I would rather Haskins than Rosen. Caden Smith did good last season too. I like Smith. I'm a big fan of Smith. No TV on this broadcast, MH. What do I think of Henry Ruggs? I would be surprised if he's there when we pick at 36. Here's what I think of Henry Ruggs. I don't want him going to the Philadelphia Eagles. That's what I'll say about Henry Ruggs. I don't want him going to the Philadelphia Eagles. What's the price for Ingram at draft day? Late second. If we get a late second for Ingram, I'd be happy. I think that's a fair price. I've read some people in my comments tell me that you could get a first for Evan Ingram. There's no way. There's no way. That's just my opinion. Everybody's got their own opinion, but I've seen people write, we could get a first for Evan Ingram. We get a late for. We drafted Evan Ingram with a late first pick. And we shouldn't have even drafted him to begin with because he was a luxury we couldn't afford, but we drafted him at the back end of the first round. He's approaching his second contract. He's had an injury history. If you get a late second-round pick for Evan Ingram, you run to the bank. He's not worth the first-round pick. Late second, you trade him. Late second, you trade him. Or you keep him. But if you're going to trade him, I think late second's the best you'll get for him. Outside of Corey Littleton and Isaiah Simmons, what other linebackers do you think we could get? Schobert is a free agent linebacker from the Browns that they could potentially look to, who's more cost-effective than Littleton. Schobert's a guy. And then in the second round, you got Patrick Queen. There's a number of guys. But those are obviously the two big names, Littleton and Simmons. Maybe if you had both in the trade, Nick, that's possible. Maybe. But you're not getting a first for Ingram by himself. Chris Gettleman said he is going to take the best player available. Most people have Derek Brown as their number 2 guy on their board. Talent-wise, what do you think? Oh, Slurpee. Oh, you're killing me. Who was it that asked me that earlier? That was, who asked me that? That was Rudy. Rudy asked me, who's the one guy that's like semi-realistic that you do not want the Giants to take? That's the guy. I don't want I do not want Brown. And the only way I think it's realistic is if we don't bring back Leonard Williams. If we bring back Leonard Williams, there's no way he could take Brown. I don't think it's going to happen, but anything's possible. Who would you rather, Okudah or Simmons? Giants fans might kill me for this. I don't think I want to answer that question. Giants fans might kill me for this. I'll say I think it's close. I think it's very close. I think it's almost a tie. I like both of those guys a lot. And I know we've spent a lot of assets on the cornerback position, but I'm a big fan of Okudah. From everything I've seen and read, it's very close for me. Very close. Do you think we trade back up into the first this year like last year? Possible. I mean, if there's a player there we're in love with, yeah, absolutely it's possible. We obviously have the assets to do it. Being that we have what? We got projected to have 3 comp picks. Obviously 2 of them are going to be in the 7th, 1 in the back end of the 3rd. We definitely could. A small trade up like we did last year for DeAndre Baker. If there's a player there, Gettleman's shown the willingness to do that. I see no reason why he wouldn't. If there's a player that he feels like is dropped that's very high on his board, similar to last year, it's possible, yeah, for sure. Who has the higher upside, Wills Jr. or Thomas? Ooh. Man. I love both of those guys. I'd be happy with either one of them. Higher up, I think of the offensive lineman, the guy with the highest upside might be Becton. But he also, in my opinion, has the lowest floor. He's the riskiest. High risk, high reward. I don't know. That's close. They're almost dead even to me. I think they're both going to be good offensive linemen. I think they have a very high floor. I don't think either one of them is going to be a bad offensive lineman. Thomas is safer if you're looking for strictly a left tackle because he's proven he could do it. But I love both of those guys. No, Nation. Say Mike. What do you think after trading back into the first for Gross Matos? I did a video on Gross Matos. I'm a big fan of Gross. I mean, he's a bit of a project, but I'm a big fan of Gross Matos. I wouldn't be against that for the right price. I just found my brother on my phone watching you. That's awesome, Ezra. Oh, man, thank you so much, Malik, man, for the love, man. $2 super chat you can forget about. He says, What's your opinion about finding the best lineman? What's your opinion about finding the best lineman? I am gonna have a video, Malik, after the combine, talking about that. I kind of want to not just watch it myself tomorrow, but I want to see what teams have to say about these players tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not a professional. I'm a fan like you guys. I try to do as much homework as I can. But I'm going to have a video on that, breaking down the offensive linemen as to who's the best and who's the worst. I've watched a lot of film. One guy, and I've watched him before, the Cowboys YouTuber. What's his name? He's really good. A bunch of my subscribers have pointed me to him with his film breakdown of the offensive line. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But he did a great job with that. And one thing that he kept pointing out with Becton that he needs to work on, he doesn't extend his arms when he's blocking. And you see it time and time again on the film. He has a gift. He's got these long arms and he doesn't use them enough. So that's the weakness that I see with Becton. Andrew Thomas, for the most part, is a pretty sound offensive lineman. And the same thing with Wills. And I like all of them. They don't have many holes to their game. I think they're all really good. I would say Thomas. Right now, if you ask me, I would say Andrew Thomas. But I might change my mind. Yeah, Vach Lombardi. That's it. Vach Lombardi. Yeah. He does a great job. Yeah, he does a great job with that film breakdown on the offensive lineman. Misleading story. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. You can forget about it. It says, thoughts on Trayvon Diggs, 6'2", and looks solid. Trayvon Diggs, I think I had him mocked as the third corner. When I did my first round mock draft, he's the brother of Stephon Diggs, for those of you that don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't be upset at all if we go corner in the second round. Depending on what we do in free agency, in the first round of the draft. But that's a hole that I think a lot of people don't account for. I think we still have a hole at that position. And yeah, everything I read about Trayvon Diggs, people like him a lot. Definitely could be on the Giants' radar in the second round. Definitely, don't rule out a second round corner. C.J. Henderson's another one out of Florida. Vach Lombardi, Malik, V-O-C-H Lombardi. He did a breakdown of all the offensive linemen. He talked about Andrew Thomas, Mekhi Becton. He talks about all of them. He did a great job. So far I watched Becton, I watched Thomas, and I watched Wills. I haven't watched Wirfs yet, but he did a really good job with all of them. Do you think Justin Jefferson falls to the second round, especially after today's combine? I mean, he ran a good 40 time today, but I think one of these wide receivers because there's so many of them that are projected to go in the first round, I think one of these wide receivers is going to drop. Whether that, whoever it is, T. Higgins could be, Jefferson, one of them is going to drop. And maybe the Giants take him, maybe they don't. I personally would not, just because I think it's such a deep draft class. Oh, man, thank you so much, man. Rudy T with the $5 super chat, man. Thank you so much, man. He says, Tana, never sell yourself short ever again. You are a professional. Your dedication to research and analysis is far better than those jokers on ESPN, man. Listen, man, I really appreciate that, man. I really do appreciate that, Rudy, man. I try my best. Like I said, I'm a fan. I think that's kind of like the draw to my channel. I think like people see that I'm a fan like you guys, but I put in a lot of work and a passion and try to give you guys a good product. I don't just try to make a video to make a video. I try to educate myself. When I do those videos, I'm educating myself just as much as I'm educating you guys. So I appreciate that, Rudy. Thank you very much, man. I really do appreciate that. My biggest problem is with people saying that Giants threw too much at the secondary to go secondary again. We threw a first, yes, then fourth and sixth. You can never throw enough at the DP. Listen, teams say it all the time, misleading story in the modern day NFL. You can never have enough pass rushers and you can never have enough cornerbacks. There are so many formations in today's NFL where you have multiple DBs. And it's becoming more and more important to have as many good corners as you possibly have. You need as many good pass rushers and as many good guys that can cover on your team, whether they're a linebacker or a cornerback. That's the name of the game, man. You have to be able to cover. And the other thing is, in today's NFL, with how quick the quarterbacks get the ball out of the hand, you could make a strong argument. And I'm a pass rush guy, okay? I am a huge pass rush guy. But with the evolution of the offenses nowadays, when the quarterbacks get the ball out of their hands as fast as they can, you can make an argument that it is more important for a modern-day defense to be able to cover than to get after the quarterback. Because you watch these offenses now, they get the quarterback out, they get the ball out in 2 seconds. I don't care how good of a pass rusher you are. If you can't cover, you're gonna get killed. So they're both incredibly important. We definitely need a backup for Barkley. What's up there, TD? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Higgins gonna. I agree. I think there's a strong chance that Higgins will drop. And we're watching the quarterbacks go at it right now. Cole McDonald of Hawaii. I dread seeing Ruggs to the Eagles. Giants, please draft Okudah. Barboski is a huge Okudah fan. He's been on the Okudah train for a really long time. Listen, man, I've said it time and time again. I don't know if he's my first choice, but I'm not going to be upset if they draft Okudah. I'm not. Yeah, listen, man, Tyler, I definitely see the attraction. That, to me, is Simmons' biggest attribute, is his ability to take over the middle of the field. Thoughts on Rieger? To be honest with you, I don't know enough about him. You know, I've seen some of the film. I don't know enough about him, to be completely honest with you. Bad video lag? Yeah, I see the kilobytes per second starting to screw up. I don't know why it does that sometimes. I can't do anything about that. You know, I'm probably gonna end the stream soon anyway. I'll be live for the offensive line tomorrow, but yeah, I'm sorry if the video lag's bad. I can't do anything about that. What's up, Tana? Been a while, man. How's it going? What's going on, JG, man? Thanks for popping in the stream, buddy. Draft Okudah, sign it, Chris Harris, and Littleton. That coverage transforms possibly. Listen, I think a lot of Giants fans don't realize how valuable getting Jeff Okudah could be. I think he could be great for the New York Giants defense. A cornerback at number 4 is too high. I mean, here's the thing, David, and I'm not saying you're wrong, but you could say that about pretty much every position. A running back at number 2 is too high. A linebacker at number 4 is too high. How many linebackers do you see go in the top 4? I know it happens. Devin White last year was 5, but you could say that for pretty much any position. Wide receiver, number 4 is too high. Unless you're taking a tackle, and even some people tell you number 4 tackle is too high. Unless you're taking a pass rusher or a quarterback, people are going to say it's too high to take that position. If you think this guy's a great corner, I don't think it's too high. Just like if you think Isaiah Simmons is a great linebacker, I don't think it's too high. Just like Saquon Barkley, I didn't think it was too high. What's going on, Leo Castillo? Thanks for popping in, man. Have to protect your. Listen, I'm with you, man. If I could pick a position right now that we need to most, I mean, you watch my channel, left tackle. Signing Littleton and drafting Okudah would be such a huge improvement. Yeah, you're telling me, man. The coverage would be night and day. you get Littleton is basically. I'm not saying he's as good, but he basically would be able to do what people want Simmons to do. So you would get that guy that could cover the middle of the field. Then you would get that number 1 corner that could hopefully take away half the field. That'd be a good defense, wouldn't it? If Okudah's is as advertised, they'd be a much better defense. Tana, what are good choices do you want as Saquon's backup? Yeah, somebody asked me that earlier. I mean, in terms of free agency, I said Jordan Howard. It would be the guy, for the right price. He's coming off an injury. Maybe you get him on a bargain deal. That's probably my guy. But you go a number of ways there. In terms of his backup, I got to do more research in terms of the draft. I haven't really looked at a lot of the running backs. I've looked at a few. I can't remember the guy's name. He's like this really big. He's like 245 pounds. He's a big running back that's projected to go in the 5th or 6th round. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I got to do more research for the draft, though, in terms of the later rounds. Yeah, Benjamin, that's not who I was thinking of, but I did do a video on Eno Benjamin. The Giants were interested in him. He's kind of like a scat back type running back. Really good running back. From what I saw on film, I was impressed. Yes, that was it. A.J. Dillon. That's the back I was thinking of, Mo. That was the back I was thinking of. A.J. Dillon. He's like 245 pounds. He's a thumper. That's what I was thinking of. Yep, that was it. Chris, what if the Skins pull a shocker and draft my homeboy Tua? Should we still trade down? Not if Chase Young's there. No, you take Chase Young. What are your thoughts of Chase Claypool running a 4.45? I think he's gonna help his draft stock. I think Claypool's gonna go. He could go second round now. He could go early to mid second round for sure. We'll know on draft night, but he definitely helped his stock. He probably helped his stock more than any other player tonight. If I had to guess. I hope we get Gandy Golden. We definitely could. Gandy Golden definitely is a possibility in the fourth. There's a couple. If I had to guess right now, if you ask me what I think the Giants are going to do right now, just position. This is before free agency. This will change. When push comes to shove, I'm still saying that they go offensive tackle in the first. I think that they go defense in the second. I'll go linebacker in the second or edge rusher. Linebacker or edge rusher in the second. Then they don't have a pick until the end of the third. With the third and the fourth, I think they take a wide receiver with one of those two picks and maybe a center. That's my guess right now. I would say center in the third and wide receiver in the fourth. Malik, man, thank you so much, man, for the love, man. I really appreciate that. $5 Super Chat Benzini says, thanks for Lombardi, but Mike Too Nice had his mock draft, and he had his one person who is just like Hernandez, maybe, but him at the center. I will take a look. Mike Too Nice is great, by the way. And I know they started a new channel. I would love to work with them every once in a while. Fireside Giants, whatever it is. I'll definitely take a look at his mock. Yeah, you got it, man. Lombardi's great. I had watched his channel before, and he's known for his film. That's why his channel's as big as it is. He's good at breaking down film, which I'm gonna do this year. And don't kill me. I tried doing it a little bit this year. I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna buy the NFL package or whatever it is. I know I talked to Spencer from Over Sports. He does it, and you get like the game film. So I'm gonna do that for the Giants this year, and I'm gonna start with the regular season, and then I'll probably carry it over to the draft next year. But I'm gonna do film breakdowns of every Giant game after the game. I'll still obviously have my post-game video, and then the next day probably do a breakdown of Daniel Jones, breakdown of the defense, things like that. So that's one thing I'm definitely invested in this year. What time I'm ending? Probably ending at about probably 10:30. I'll probably end it in about 12 minutes. What's going on, Bidwell? Thanks for popping in the stream, man. Danny Thomas with the $2 super chat. He says, draft Shaquille Quarterman in the 5th. Another guy I got to take a look at. You guys give me homework. Another guy I got to take a look at. Thank you for the love, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I saw that. I'll probably talk about that tomorrow. Oliver, I did see that. I think it was on Instagram, and a couple people were talking about it in the chat earlier. But the thing with that sucks is I did some research on it. We still have to take that $2 million hit. That's what sucks. It would be just like we were cutting him, which I don't really understand. If he retires, why would we take a hit? I don't get that, but we would. So, but yeah, it would be $5 million saved on the cap if he retires. Yeah, there's your kiss, MH. Yeah, Ruiz, I don't think Ruiz is going to go in the third, though. I don't think he lasts till the end of the third. Out of Michigan, you're talking about, Slurpee? He's one of the better centers. If we're taking him, I think it would be in the second round. You think Odell will be back? We'll have to wait and see. I don't. Too much connection with Giants for them to not go Wills as their top offensive tackle. Yeah, well, obviously the Alabama connection, that's what you're referring to. I don't know. I think they're going to go offensive line right now. It's before free agency. Yeah, Reese is going early second. I agree. Mwah. There you go, Jedi. If we go Okuda in the first, and can't do. I mean, I would love to address the secondary, but if you couldn't do that. We have too many holes on the offensive line. The linebacker, the pass rusher. I think you got to go offensive line with one of those first two picks, unless they focus heavily on it in free agency. Who do you value more for, Okuda or I got asked that earlier, James, and I said I don't want to get killed. I don't want to get killed because I know what Giants fans are, and the Giants fans have jumped aboard the Isaiah Simmons train, and they're going to ride that train until the train goes off the rails. They were on the train with Chase Young. They missed out on Chase Young. Now it's Isaiah Simmons' time. And Isaiah Simmons is great. I think that I'd be happy with either one. But if you ask me right now, I'm probably slightly leaning with Jeff Okuda. But I'd be happy with either one. If they go defense there. Jerry Jeudy or CeeDee Lamb? Somebody asked me that earlier too. I would go Jerry Jeudy. Yo, Leo, there's your wrench, man. There you go. Would you trade down a few slots for a horde of picks and take Lamb or Jeudy? I wouldn't look to do that personally. I won't be upset if they. The only way I'd be okay with them taking one of those two is if they traded down. I don't value taking a wide receiver in the top 4 picks. I think we have much bigger needs, but if they took a wide receiver at 12, I couldn't cry about it. For the Giants' sake, would you rather the Redskins take Chase or Tua? Tua. Tua. I don't think Tua is going to last long term. I think he's an injury waiting to happen. Chase Young, I think, is going to be a top-tier pass rusher. I don't see it, though. I don't see it. I don't think they're taking a quarterback. Do you think we could trade down and still get Okuda? Yes, depending on the circumstance, because all right, here's the thing. If Detroit trades down to 5, I'll say no, because then you're trading to 6, and I think at that point Detroit would take him. If Detroit takes a quarterback and they don't trade down at all, then I would say yes. I would say you could trade down to 6 and still get him, because I would think Miami would take a quarterback, and obviously the Chargers trading up to 4 would take a quarterback. So in that scenario, yes, but if the Lions would be picking in front of us after the trade down, I would say no. I think Okuda would go to Detroit. Great stream, and I'm heading out. Really enjoyed this stream, my man. You got it, man. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for all your love and support, Misleading Story. I always love when you tune into my streams and comment on my videos. Thank you for the donations and everything else. I appreciate it. And, yeah, I'll be doing it again tomorrow. Obviously tomorrow we'll have some fun. It'll be a hangout. Well, we're going to focus a lot more because, obviously, I'm really looking forward to watching the offensive linemen go to work tomorrow. I know a lot of you guys will be at work. I don't work Fridays, so but I'll be live from 4 to 7 or 4 to 6:30 going over the offensive linemen tomorrow. So I know the 3-cone drill is a big deal. We'll get to see the hog mollies go at it. Hopefully they show the bench press, things like that. So it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. And I'll definitely be live for that as well. I'm trying to give you guys some. I know I love going live. I love interacting with you guys whenever I get the opportunity. I just don't want to force it because, when there's not a lot to talk about, it's tough. So I'm starting to warm up to it. And then, as we approach the free agency and the draft, I'll be live for call-in shows. I'll be live for Q&As, everything else. So I'm really looking forward to it. And in season next year, I'm gonna be live all the time. I might even get rid. I know people love the live streams; they're a lot of fun. I might even get rid. I mean, the Giants I'm doing, but I'm saying like the Thursday night, and I might, instead of doing that, I might just do more live Giants shows. Because I really want to focus on my team. I want to focus on the Giants this year a lot. I'll probably do one primetime live stream, but I won't do Thursday, Monday, Sunday. I'll probably do one, but I'm gonna do more in-season Giants coverage this year. Oh, Jock, we are, man. I already talked about that earlier in the stream. I talked about that earlier in the stream. Have a good night, TD. I'm doing a meetup this year. We got to pick the game. We said probably the Cowboy game. I don't know the schedule yet, but probably the Cowboy game. We're going to try to organize it. So I want to try to have a tailgate. I want to try to get as many people as we can. I want to talk to the Giants if possible and see if I can organize something. I appreciate that, Scotty, man. Thanks for being here. Always something to talk about. There's always something to talk about, is right. There is always something to talk about. You're right. You're right. The call-in shows just get crazy sometimes, and I'd rather there be, like, a definitive topic, which is why I'm kind of waiting on the call-in shows till free agency. You know, maybe a week before free agency, after free agency, and then every week leading up into the draft. I like when I can kind of control it with the Q&As, but I also love the call-in shows. I get a chance to talk to you guys. We have great conversations sometimes, but I think they go a lot smoother and better when there's a lot to talk about. And definitely going to be doing a lot more of those. Tana, I'm pulling up. All right, Leo. I'm looking forward to it, man. You got it, Jeffrey, man. Thanks for being here. Jeffrey's the man. Thank you for being here, buddy. I'm back. I never left, but I'm back. Let's have the tailgate for the Rams and Giants game this season in LA. Listen, man, I would love to go to a road game this year. I would love to organize that. That's tough, man, but I'd be up for that. You know, I know a lot of people wouldn't, but I'm always down. Am I and Ron Effect? Listen, man, I have nothing against anybody on YouTube. I've never talked to Ron Effect, but it's not because I don't want to. Yeah, I'm cool with everybody, man. I don't try to start beefs on YouTube. I try to support any Giants YouTuber I can. I try to support, and there's one of them. Kid Blue, man, thank you so much, man, for the $5 super chat. He is the freaking man, by the way. I was in a stream the other day, did a great job. Kid Blue was one of the people I got to meet in person. Great dude. Another great Giants channel, and I cannot wait. I want to try to get at least 4 Giants YouTubers together and do like a mock draft. That's one thing I definitely want to do. OGR, Bad Dog, Kid Blue. I want to try to organize that. It probably wouldn't be live. It'll probably be recorded. But I think that'd be cool to do that even once a week. Just talk Giants football and talk draft. But he says, just got here and I already know it was a great stream. Keep it up, man. Kid Blue, man, I really appreciate that, man. Yeah, we're going to end it in a couple minutes. But tomorrow, if you're free, I don't know what your schedule's like on Fridays. I'm going to be doing the offensive lineman. It's at 4 to 7. So I'll probably be live for like 2.5 hours for that, 4 to 6:30, something like that. Just trying to go live. There's not a lot to go live about right now. So this is like, this is kind of like for football junkies. When you get to hang out, watch the combine, just talk football. It's not much to talk about when you watch guys run 40 times, but it's kind of just an excuse to talk football, talk about the draft, get ready, for what's coming, man. It's going to be a really fun offseason. I cannot wait for March 16th. I know March 18th is the official day, but March 16th, that's when the rumors start to leak with free agency. And then we're going to really get a grasp on what the New York Giants roster is going to look like this year. And it's going to be a really fun season. I appreciate that, Craig, man. Thanks for being here, buddy. We spoke about collaborating before. I'd absolutely love to talk Giants and draft with you. Yeah, Gavin, man, if you got to listen, are you a YouTuber, Gavin? I'll be here tomorrow, Chris. I'm excited about the O-line tomorrow. Can't wait. And by the way, great stream. Good night, everyone. Scotty, man, you have a great night, man. Thanks for being here. Pick me up. I'll give you my number. We going to the Giants game. You car, believe it. Big car you driving. I'm not driving a far Jersey to take you to a Giants game, Slurpee. I'm sorry, man. You get your parents to take you. Podcast. Okay. Yeah, I mean, listen, man. I'm always up for talking Giants when I can. Obviously, I'm busy a lot, between my job, between putting out the content I do, between my personal life. But whenever I find time, I always try to work with Fisk when I can. I've just been so busy with my job. That's another reason why I haven't been going as live as much as I would like. But yeah, man, I'm always up for talking Giants with anybody. I appreciate that, Nikki. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Moose is back in the chat. Come to Texas and take me, Christopher. Yeah, Jedi, you got it. I'll pay for your plane ticket. Sort of new, but do relatively well. Got a kind of big Knicks Instagram. Not the most followers, but I got a ton of engagement. That's awesome, man. Keep up the great work, man. God. Oh, Hebrew lettering changed his name. What is wrong with you, man? I'm not even going to say that. Big J. What's going on, Big J? Thanks for popping in the stream, Jay. Life of the Fans podcast. Yeah, you emailed me about that. That's right, man. That's right. Yeah, no, I definitely I definitely pop on there. We got to set up a time where we could do it. Do you guys know what my bro did? Your bro, he like kicked like 4 people out of the chat if it was your bro. What's going on, Jesse Rivera? Thanks for popping in. Pick me up. I'll give you my number. And going to the Giants game. I have a Giants fan. Oh, good stuff, man. But thank you to everybody for being here. I had fun tonight. Just getting to talk to you guys, answering some of your questions as we're getting closer, to the draft and everything else. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm really looking forward to this offseason. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it plays out. And I always have fun talking to you guys, and I could never say thank you enough, to everybody that supports my channel, that watches my videos, that tunes into my live streams, that subscribes. I can never say thank you enough, because without you guys, as Mark Holmes likes to say, without you guys, I don't know what he says, but he says something like, without you guys, this is nothing. But it's true. Without you guys watching my videos, support my channel, that's what motivates me to, work as hard as I do. So it's awesome, man. It's so awesome. Whenever anything drops, I get like 10 messages on Twitter. I get like 10 messages on my comments and my videos. You guys are great. You got it, Christian Cologne. Thank you for popping in the stream, man. Scotty, you have a great night. I missed the gym to watch you. I appreciate that, Nikki. You could watch me at the gym. Think about the biggest impact. It has to be a stud blue chip linebacker. Safety in the middle. Our defense, after all the torching. You should go to the Saints versus Chiefs. The atmosphere will be... talking to Jedi. Yeah, have a good night, NY Giants 26. Yeah, we're closing this out. I just want to say, I hope the Eagles draft a punter. I hope they draft a kicker, and I hope they draft a long snapper with their first 3 picks. But I just want to say thank you to everybody who tuned in. I'll be doing this again tomorrow. We'll be live, for at least 2.5 hours for the offensive linemen, from like 4 to 6:30, and I'm sure I'll have some videos out tomorrow. Before that, based off the combine and news that comes out. I always, I'm always good for at least 2 videos every day whenever I can. So, yeah, man. Hope you guys check it out. Hope you guys, whoever can, stops by tomorrow and hang out. We talk some football. But thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, cheers.